conversation and Q&A real quick. I appreciate everyone who did come on. That was an absolutely fucking crazy live, chat. Dude. Absolutely crazy live. I appreciate it.
That was great, Parker. That was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, seriously, like what you just did, like propelled debate talk into like its next stage of transformation and what will hopefully be like a large space online for conversation. And we're all so proud of you. That was amazing.
Yeah, no, I just want to say thank you to everyone who came up, and also everyone. Thank you for the handouts. I appreciate it. The I'm not saying that correctly. The transparent basis of a lot of those questions, everyone, was fucking Matt. Everyone, me and Matt went through these questions. Matt literally created most of those questions, chat. Absolute W's for Matt in the chat. I wanted to be able to get to him. There were time constraints. I couldn't get to him or AJ or Friendly Agnostic. Appreciate the gold line. Thank you so much.
I would much rather have a BIPOC person come up than myself. So because that was an issue that needed to be talked about. My issue was very standard, so I'm super happy that I got passed. So that's no problem at all. So, but Parker, I do want to say though, I am very proud. You did an amazing job. That was a very difficult thing to do. Will killed it. I mean,
Will did kill it. Will killed it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you did great, Will. You did great, man.
So Will killed it. So I'm very proud of all of you. You all asked very good questions. You did an amazing job. So you all did amazingly. So just pat yourself on the back because you all did very well.
Yeah, it's crazy to see how much debate talk has grown. A live like that, I would have never thought is even possible, given you would have told me 2.5 years ago when me, Will, all the OGs were like debating random people on TikTok that shit would have happened. I would have fucking gone crazy, right? That is so cool, everyone. Like to like literally get involved, not only just like the fact that we're just debating, we're actually doing something here, right? There is a presidential candidate. There's actual shit that's going to go on because of the stuff that we're doing here on TikTok. So I just want to say, everyone, I really appreciate it, y'all. Like, and also I want Will to be able to say what he thinks because he's also been here since the beginning.
Yeah, all I want to say is like, yeah, Parker, like this is wild for us because you and I we've been doing this for like 2.5 years. We've been here, right? Like Dean's new. Shout out to Dean though, like doing incredibly, but like you're new. Like we've been here forever. So like the growth and like the building of the community is just actually insane.
I've been here. I just haven't been on the center stage.
Apparently Dean has been watching me for over a year. So
really?
Dean has been around. He just wasn't someone who debated that particular time.
Well, that's good. We love to see it.
We love to see it.
I did know that Dean watched the lives, but it's just incredible. Like all of us are like doing stuff and like getting people on. And honestly, if we could get Vivek, like Vivek should pull up. But you know, we've reached out.
I do happen to have an email, so I might be able to something because Parker was already in contact with Marianne a little bit, but when I emailed Marianne, I got a response back the same day. So like it was very quickly. So and I'm in DC, so like I'm gonna like try to pull up and like find some of these people. So I'm gonna like go out there.
No, I'm serious. That was so cool. Honestly, I think it's so cool that Marianne had the courage and the willingness to be able to go on a live in front of that many people. And especially like that was like, she had no clue what was going to be asked, right? I'm not someone that's done interviews before, right? The random people coming up on Debate Talk, that's really uncharted waters, right? So to have the courage and the willingness to come on in front of that many people and to be able to like have that type of conversation, great fucking thing. Although again, we might disagree with many things that she said, right? There were lots of things that I heard I disagreed with. I probably, given a different context, might have pressed a little harder on, but I do think it was just such a great thing that she was able to come on in that particular setting. And I don't see the same thing from other candidates, right? Like I don't see other candidates like coming to me or coming through email or something like that to come on like this. So I want everyone to know that's an incredible thing. Very, very like a high amount of courage there.
And
go ahead. No,
quite honestly, I just want to note, none of us have media training. Like media is like a job that people engage in. And the fact that she came on here and like to engage specifically with the youth vote is incredible. And also, where else is she going to engage with Gen Z, right? Like we're not consuming other media, right? We're like spending hours and hours on TikTok. Like it's a weird microcosm of Gen Z. So it is wild. The forum that was there, and her showing up is it was brave. And I hope I didn't push her too hard. But I
no, you did fine. I think RTP.
No, yeah,
way
not
harder.
as hard as RTP. Yeah, RTP.
Here's my take though.
There.
Here's my so RTP. Was there anything that he said that could have been factually misleading or false? Like that's the question to
No.
ask. I don't know, maybe this is my controversial take, but I think he was asking the questions that needed to be asked. I think a lot of the times when we talk about politicians, and especially their engagement with questions from the public or, on the center stage in the White House in the media room, like we're looking at not answers a lot or answers that aren't that true or that would contradict a statement that they made at an earlier time. And when I saw RTP up there, all I saw was someone that was being incredibly specific about words that she had said with sources. He did mention that. And then answering questions that followed. And then inevitably, when she did answer, saying, "Thank you for answering. This has been a pleasant experience." I thought he was a good example of the way we should be interacting with politicians. But that is, again, just my take.
Yeah,
It's a
I
completely
agree.
valid take. Go ahead, Matt.
Nothing he said was wrong. I trust his source. I didn't see his source, so I don't know where he got it, but I trust him enough that I think that she probably did say the things that he claimed that she did say. So, I personally did not think he was all that hostile or aggressive or anything. I think he just was very straightforward
I would have
and
maybe said the interrupting might have gone a little bit far,
Yes,
but
yeah, no,
that's
was
about
it.
it. Like I want those types of questions to be asked, right? I want those types of things to be brought up. But yeah, no, definitely, definitely the interrupting might
The
be the
interrupting
one
was
thing that we
crazy.
could critique. Yeah.
well,
Yeah, you shouldn't interrupt a presidential
might have been
candidate.
because they were like pressed for time. So he might have felt pressed for time. So he like
Yeah, maybe that's
just
it.
just wanted
Sophia, I
to get it
appreciate the
out.
Venmos. Thank you so much, Sophia.
Oh, Caden, thank you for the Venmo. He says, "Can you ask Parker if there's going to be a VOD posted?" Yes, you're
Yeah,
posting
it's
it
gonna be on
YouTube,
YouTube,
right?
everyone. It's gonna be on YouTube. I mean, posting that here pretty soon. That live went fucking crazy, everyone. That was like a fucking wild live, right? There was literally 7,000 people in that live the entire time. So the average of that live was 6.6 thousand people. That's
You beat
the
out
highest average I've ever fucking seen. Appreciate
you
the
beat out
sunhouse. Thank you so
my
much.
you beat out my average by 2,000,
No,
and I
well,
have the
it's an
highest.
hour live, but that's fucking wild, chat.
Uh-huh.
Like, I just want everyone to know that average on TikTok is not something we've ever seen before. Okay,
That was
like
the first.
when me and Will going live, the average people would get is a few hundred people, right? Like
Yep.
most of my career here on TikTok, nowhere near anything like that. So I just want everyone to know that's fucking huge, chat. That is an absolutely massive gain for the debate community. Yeah, people like Terry Joe get that like every day, right? But for the debate community, that is absolutely amazing, right?
We're running on
It's
like
really
a
growing.
thousand, like 800 to 1,000 is like a pretty good live. 2,000 is the ish that you and Dean have been seeing recently, which is insane, right? Like I'm still running on maybe 800 to 1,000 pretty commonly. It's just, yeah, that is an insane live. The way that was going.
I know.
Just
I mean, Parker, we've talked about this a lot. I mean, we've sat down like plenty of times over some Fortnite or Valorant and just talked about, how insanely far the debate space here on TikTok continues to be pushed by content creators such as you, Will, such as you, Matt, myself, and quite literally everyone else, and then everyone who engages with the content. And the fact that we are seeing consistent growth of the size of the community, the size of these lives, and now presidential candidates coming on them just shows like where we are going in the direction that we are heading in, and it is a very good one. It is an extremely good one.
Let me get RTP up to talk about that particularly as well, and Mara as well.
There's the man
RTP,
himself.
Mara, what's up? How y'all doing?
I don't think Marianne likes me very much.
We like you, RTP. That's all that
Thank
matters.
you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
RTP, do you want to go over some of those like sources that you were referencing when you brought that up? Because I mean, clearly me, Dean, Matt, right? We know you enough to say that like likely speaking, what you did go over was true, right? But
Yeah,
I'd love to
look,
see them.
she has publicly apologized for calling them draconian. She has publicly said this. I don't know why she's pretending she didn't say that. This is the problem that I have with maybe people like Marianne. If you go to her website, she doesn't talk about anything specific. Not one specific thing. If you look at her healthcare plan, it's not specific. She's going after GMOs. She's talking about anti-science. I don't remember who it was that brought up the fact that like, what was it, Dean or Will? One of you guys brought up that she references God a lot. Who was that?
Will.
Will.
yeah,
That was
no, I
Will.
talked about her use of spiritual language.
like,
Yeah.
It's on her web. She says like I don't.
It
It's
is
on
on
her
her
website,
website. By the way, I was
multiple
reading her
times.
website.
So
God bless
She
Parker.
references Declaration of Independence, where she says in God, like God-given rights. She
Correct.
references spirituality, right? She literally talks about like needing a spiritual like reawakening in America's like youth. Like,
Right.
yes, there is spiritual language.
Well,
then
that's
she-
why.
Yeah, I did hear that. That's why I also question
Yeah.
that, because like that's actually why I
Yes.
asked the question of like, are we spiritual? And she kind of answered it as like she thinks that it's grounded in something naturalistic. So it's not necessarily something that she would see as like supernatural. So that is one thing that I did get that I was like not expecting from someone who considers themselves spiritual. Normally you hear like it's not just related to ethics, there's some supernatural connotation to it.
Yeah, she just has some strange views. That's fine if she wants to address them, but I would just say this: like I asked a tough question, she didn't like it. She called me a liar, which is why I interrupted her. Because if you're gonna tell me I'm lying about, or not a liar, she said she didn't make that quote. She publicly made that quote. She publicly apologized for that quote. So that's why I pushed back. But I do think that's important. The one thing I didn't like about what she did tonight is she talks so highly of Gen Z, and then she shows up and talks down to you. Like you're all smarter than her. Most of you are like you're all smarter than me. Like Wheel's question was too smart for her. She didn't know what the fuck he said. She had no idea. She's like, no, it's crony capitalism or whatever she said. But like that's the thing. They need to be pressed on those things, and she gets away with lying a lot. I don't know if it's her memory or what it is, but all of the things that she said, all the things I brought up, I was in a VC before. We fact checked all of this before. I ran the entire question by fact checkers. Everything that I said was true, and she didn't address any of it. She has no coalition. She doesn't have the ability to implement anything. The best she's ever gotten was like 9% in the polls. And if she addressed that, and fine, but I don't know. She just
I wanna
seems like
say
another
something.
politician to me.
Yeah, I want to say something too. RTP, he has a very good question because RTP, you have a degree in political science, correct?
You from a bad school. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I've
Well,
worked
my
in
mas-
politics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my bachelor's and master's are both in poli sci. And coalition building is still a fundamental part of elections, of campaigning. Like no one has gotten rid of coalition building, the theory behind it, and the way it's done. Obama did it. Trump did it. I mean, Biden even did it to a certain extent. There was nothing about coalition building that should not have been talked about because her answer to coalition building was just to say that doesn't exist when it does exist. like we know it exists because presidents have done it before. Successful presidents within our lifetimes have done it and made history by building coalitions. So that was a very good question, and I was very disappointed with that answer.
Right. I find that the inability of a person to answer directly and kind of like describe or provide the aspect that we know. Oh yeah, because blah blah blah. So go read this discourse by whomever, right? It's like no, that's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is what is your stance. So I found it insulting when she would not address the stolen land concern that Will made, and it could not reconcile in her mind that what she was saying was extremely contradictory, right? So it's like, yeah, I'm a capitalist, but I believe in communism, but we can all be happy, so let's just take the land back and not care for people who are going to pay retributions. I mean, this is just
But also the same,
word
like-
salad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also like the sanctity of certain contracts and not of others. Like, how is stealing land like that was confusing to me. Like, how is it's 200 years, so I guess a 200-year-old contract with people we didn't sign it with, that matters. But stealing land, that doesn't, right? I feel like theft maybe is worse than breach of contract. Like theft and mass unaliving, maybe that's worse. So I think she did answer my question, in fairness to her. I just think the answer was wrong, right?
But
Like,
she
the
could just
I
mention
don't think she
Will.
understood the question. Yeah, go
She
ahead.
could just mention it. She could just mention it, right? Like, do y'all remember that?
She said she could mention it.
Everybody did
She said
that?
she could mention it. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, that should be talked about. What was the question that was asked specifically, Danny?
Look, so I'm an adjunct professor, so Blitz question hit like I get
Yes,
I
the
get
Blitz.
paid I get paid for adjuncting nearly full time. If I add it together, about $15,000 a year. Okay, so there's a big problem, and her response was she'll mention it.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah. So,
that was crazy. I mean,
right.
this
There's
is.
no.
Oh,
Go
please
ahead.
no,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead. Oh, okay.
No, what
Well,
I'm
like,
saying is there's no education policy in what she is talking about. Mike asked the question. Blitz asked the question. I think it was also you, Dean, asked the question, and she was not able to address an education policy that not only covers post-grad students, but covers an education system which is foundational to a society. So to me, sadly, and this is my opinion, right? I'm being forced to vote for Biden still, and that sucks. This person failed to deliver anything concrete of substance. It was just
But what she did
fluff.
also was, I don't, maybe some people would consider this her hiding behind it, but this the role of the president. But a lot of her answers were, that's just not the role of the president. That was, I mean, did y'all get that?
yeah,
A
yeah,
few
no.
times, which I think
I
is
just,
like is not true. Like the president has a lot of weird, arguably like constitutional powers. You can get creative, right? Like I have a lot of respect for Elizabeth Warren coming out like with her abortion clinic on like federal lands arguments. Like you can get really creative with policy solutions as president. I don't know why she didn't do that. Like I would have a lot of respect if she did.
I know.
But
I know it.
you
It
know.
seems as if she used those semantics very, very wisely. Of that's not the role of the president, or this is something that would involve the other branches of government. It seems like when an advocation of like her big ideas, such as like a UBI or ways to fix capitalism or to put more money into certain things. She was very 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 pushy in the fact that if she's president, she's going to get it done. But then when it came to other subjects, all of a sudden it's not the role of the president and she can't get it done. I mean, I don't know. But I don't know. I just, again, like where I stand is, when it comes to a politician, when it comes to these individuals that will be making decisions that will affect quite literally all of us, every single one of us, we got to ask questions. And, I think that everyone coming up onto Parker's Live tonight and asking the hard questions, and specifically you, RTP, it was great. And this is exactly what is needed and continues to be needed even more as we progress. I mean, we need answers to these questions. And, tonight was a perfect example of some of them being answered.
Yeah, I
It,
think
it,
there's a lot of.
oh,
Sorry, I was just
no,
going to
you go
say
ahead.
close and let someone else talk. But to me, there's a lot of intersectionality that's missed in her conversation. And for someone to claim that choice, autonomy, is a matter of private morality means that this person does not really have a grasp on reality. It does not understand that a lot of a significant portion, half of the population, is being oppressed by a belief that is artificial, right? It's a medical necessity. It's not something rooted on morality. If anything, it would be contrary. It'd be immoral to say no. We're going to allow you to pass because blah blah blah. So I find that her own religious positions, even though the claim is, yeah, I support, weren't clear enough for us to, at least for me, to say, you know what, I can stand behind this person because this person understands autonomy, not even choice, autonomy. And she couldn't address it. I'm still hell bent on the whole thing about the stolen land. I mean, I don't like her at all.
I was so like on the spot and I didn't know I was gonna get added. So I was like, whoa, I had a few right when I left, I was like, I had way more questions for when it came to like people of color and like the community because, like when it comes to POC and like black people specifically, like we kind of have a strong distrust for the government in some instances. And I mean we have right to in some instances. So like I really wanted to ask her, why should people of color vote for you? Why what can you make change for, marginalized people the most so that we can see more inclusion in our communities and see our communities be like uplifted the most. And that was something I really should have asked, but it was too late. So hopefully,
Yeah,
maybe.
we were
I
pressed for
mean,
time. I wish we had more time, and I could have gone over like so many other people. There were so many people. Maybe I should have spent less time on me asking the
No,
questions.
Parker, dude, that first 30
no,
minutes was
Parker, you did
really good.
good.
You did a great
was.
job. You articulated your questions well. I expected you to suck, dude. You did great. That's perfect.
Thanks,
It's
man. I
not
appreciate
all
it.
me.
It's all Matt. No, it
Parker,
actually
it's
is a
not
huge
all
part,
me.
Matt.
Well,
Matt and
well done,
I
both
like
of
we
you.
drafted
and I,
questions
yeah,
and stuff, and
Parker
it was
and I
like
literally was at midnight my time, and I was like, bro, because he texted me literally like when I'm about to go to bed and goes, hey, Marianne's coming on tonight. We got to make questions here, and I'm like, oh shit. So I like hop on my computer at midnight before I'm going to bed, and I'm like, and I'm drafting these freaking questions to like try to get it out to him, and then I'm like, okay, here, change what you want to change, but he actually didn't change very much. I mean, he actually left it pretty well intact, so I was happy to see that.
No, it came off seasoned. I thought you did great, honestly. I thought you'd do a good job, but you outperformed anybody's probably expectations for the first time interviewing a presidential candidate. I thought you did great, honestly.
Yeah, no, that was great, Parker.
You rock.
Oh, sorry.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I thought it flowed pretty decently because the questions were set up in a manner in which she kind of talked about them, and then I kind of could just like flow into them. So it was honestly pretty cool. I hope there's more stuff like that in the future. I hope there's actually like a debate. I'd love to see her debate like Vivek or something like that.
Well,
that would be funny.
I think what you did tonight will pave the way for that occurring much more in the future. I mean, look, she was sitting at home and then came on an app for about an hour and left with 100,000 people hearing what she had to say. And that is a huge incentive that will be viewed as like of high value by a lot of other people in her same shoes. Just think of other presidential candidates, other big forerunners in politics. This is definitely not the last time that you're going to have someone like her on your platform, and like we all thank you for expanding the space into this, because I mean that could be the start of something big. Seriously.
Well, as I said, I'm
can.
trying to reach out to more people because luckily I have emails, I have contacts, and because I'm in DC, I'm able to like get a little bit closer to the scene. So I'm trying. So in the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna try my best to like. And Will, you mentioned to her, hey, you said, hey, you want to come on my live? Do you want her email? Because I can give you her email. Like Parker has her contact.
Yeah, no, that would be great.
But I can give you her.
I'm very real about that. Yeah.
Well, I know you are. I will give you DM me, Will. I think you follow me. I'm not sure if you don't. That's okay.
I do.
But okay. DM me and I'll give you the campaign email. And they got back to me literally like within a day. So I'm sure that they will get back to you pretty quickly. So
Yeah.
But I'm really happy to do that.
Hey, ask her if she wants to come on mine too. See if she's interested.
I will actually do that because I want that to happen. Like,
I wanna-
believe it or not.
I want to
Yeah,
talk to
y'all-
her.
I want to be able to like
Republican.
specify. So Lydia and Lux, I know both wanted to talk, so I want to make sure that they have the space to talk.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I do want to say one thing, and then I don't know if Fedora's in the box, but if she is, I want to give my space to her after I say something.
Oh, I don't see Adora in here now.
If she's not, okay, I was just curious. But I had seen a clip of her. I don't know where she was, but there was a black man talking about reparations, and he was basically saying, "Hey, $1 trillion's not enough." They were talking about during the live. Like she thinks that we can't go above that. It's not like politically feasible or whatever. And I think if I'm remembering the clip correctly, Chad can correct me if I'm wrong. The man was saying how like we've given lots of money to like Jewish people, as we should, obviously. And he was saying that we also need to start giving money to Black people for reparations. And I don't remember exactly why she said it, but I think she called him anti-Semitic for it, even though he was not implying that we should not give money to Jewish people. He was saying $1 trillion is not enough, right, for what we were put through. So again, I don't know if I'm remembering that correctly, but I do remember seeing that and people being upset about that. So I'm just wondering if anyone else had seen that clip, because it definitely rubbed me the wrong way.
I actually never heard that at all.
Yeah, if you
That is
just
wild.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
I've seen it.
You have? Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
because I I had forgotten about that, but then I saw someone in the chat saying, didn't she call a black man anti-Semitic for asking for more reparations? And I was like, oh shit, yeah, I do remember seeing that. So I would have asked her about that if I remembered, but I was so fucking nervous, you guys. Like, I was like shaking because, well, it was mostly because there's like almost 8,000 people watching, and I normally get like, oh, I don't know, 800, 1,000 people max on my live. So I was like freaking the fuck out. But so
Every single person that talked today did absolutely great. Like I would have hardly like added like a former sentence. So believe me, everybody did great.
yeah, I was kind of disappointed that she just directed me to her website because I was partially asking the question because I was curious, but also like I want other people to hear what she really thinks about that stuff, about like how animal agriculture affects like climate change and stuff. And I was a bit disappointed that she kind of just directed me to her website, but I'm glad it was short because I was like about to pass out. I was so nervous. So
Yeah.
Don't worry, Lydia, you did great. Oh, here, let me let Lux speak, and then Matt, you can speak next.
Oh, well, yeah, I understand. Like, Lydia, I was nervous as well because I didn't expect to get added, so I had so much running through my brain. It's okay, like, this was still like an amazing opportunity. I feel like, I wanted to ask everybody on the panel, like, do you feel like your questions were answered or dodged, and would she get your vote potentially?
No, she wouldn't get my vote. I don't feel like she answered them as directly as she could have.
But yeah, I agree. That was. Oh yeah, go ahead, Parker. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say I do think that she answered some of them relatively directly, but a lot of them I did get what I would considerably refer to as like politician kind of responses in terms of like there's like the kind of like the word salad that Mauro referred to earlier, right? And also kind of like the like answering questions that weren't necessarily asked, right? Because like we're asking like very specific questions, and like the answers generally like or we're like more or less general, I would probably say.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were a bit long-winded, so I was like, whoa, hold on. Because when I asked my first question, she switched straight to reparations. I was like, wait, I didn't even get to ask that yet. But no, I feel you on.
No, I mean I agree. I think some questions she answered better than others, obviously. But would I vote for her in the primary? No. Would I vote for her against Trump? Yes. But if it's Biden and her, I'm voting Biden. I'm just sorry. I'm not happy about it, but I'm going to. So that's just how it is. Yeah.
Um, I'm not that big into economic policy, like at all. This is something I'm trying to learn more about. But one thing that particularly stuck out to me, that I didn't really like, and this was asked a few times of her, was, how is she going to pay for different things? Lux asked her, how could we, potentially fund these reparations? There's a question proposed about, the UBI, alongside other, economic, benefits and incentives and things like that. And every single time, well, what she just did is she said, well, how do we pay for this or that or that or that or that? Which didn't answer the question because, the question being, how are we going to fund this? Well, how we funded other things is, well, that's a non-answer, and she just used that same answer on every single thing, and I was really disappointed by that answer. And specifically, I thought that she could have been way more specific when it comes to the specificalities for the potential funding for various things that she had mentioned.
Yeah.
Here,
I
let's
mean,
move
I
on
have
quick.
a
I
I
just
have a
want to say to
slightly
the chat
different
real quick. We
perspective.
will move on to other people. I know that people are asking for people in the box. We will move on to that after a minute. We're just gonna finish with this real quick, and then we'll get other people up as well. By the way,
Delightful.
go for it, Will.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was just saying, Dean, like, from my view, I don't know. Maybe I watch too much right wing media. But like for me, like the how we fund it question is a bit tired. I actually quite like her approach. That's just my personal. I quite like her approach because like we do find the money for Afghanistan. We do find the money for the Iraq War. We do find the money for the war on terror. Right? Like it is fair enough. Right? America owns the printing mill of the money of the world. Right? And there is this progressive like economic wing that says basically we can just make it. right? Like there's good answers. Right. There's good answers as to how we can take that money from the wealthy people, but the better answer from my view is we just make the money, right? Like that's what we do. We own the making of the money, make it, give it to the people, make our economy better. And I think her main point with that is that, what we're really talking about is we have a bunch of money as a government, right? Let's make choices on how we use it, right? We're starting with the money. We're making choices on how we use it. It's not like the government's broke, and then turning around have to take it from the wealthy, right? We all agree that we should take it from the wealthy. And I quite like that. I think some of the more evasive answers was really when she doesn't know. I think her economic positions are interesting. I think when she didn't know was fascinating. Like, as we've addressed the land back issue, she just didn't have an answer to, right? Like there are moderate land back policies that she could have given, right? That are wrong, but she could have given them, but she didn't. So to answer Lux's question as well, like, if I could choose her, like if I was a magical person and could choose her over Biden, I would, right? I think she has at least the aesthetic, at least the slightly better policy, at least the slightly better, like, her soul's in there. Would I vote for her? No, she's less electable. But like, I do think she's more progressive. And were my questions answered? One of them was when I forced her to answer it. And then the other one was kind of like, she just lied. Like, oh, I don't use spiritual language. Yeah, you do. Like, oh, and then like you were a pastor. Like you did. You worked in a church. Like this was your whole background that you entirely run on. You are a religious person. So yeah, that kind of irked me, and I kind of lost a bit of respect there, but otherwise it's fine.
Yeah, I do agree with Will on like the funding aspect in terms of like, yeah, the questions are not asked to Republicans about how they're paying for it, but the questions are always asked to Democrats. But I also think it's important to also describe, again, like what Dean was saying, of like how we're paying for these things particularly, along with the idea that we can call out the hypocrisy of the Republicans. So I feel like when we don't answer the question of how exactly it's going to be paid for, it plays right into the Republican message. I know Danny wanted to talk, so I want to let Danny speak.
Well, I'm about to leave. I think that next time you do an interview with any politician, I think a good question, especially for a presidential candidate to ask at the end is, okay, let's say you get elected and then you finish out your term and you leave. How do you know whether you failed or succeeded as a president? And ask for specific metrics. Because I don't even know what they would say. I don't know what, I mean, it's always kind of difficult to discern whether a president actually made a difference or whether it was Congress or whether it was a particular disaster or, I think you should really pin them on the metrics that they're going to grade themselves by when they finish their term. But thanks for letting me on.
No, I agree, Danny. Man, I really wish I could have got you to ask that question, to be honest. That would have been a great question, especially to end like the interview on.
Yeah. Well, y'all take care, okay? Good job.
Appreciate it, Danny. Thank you so much, man.
I think people want
See you, Danny.
Jovan.
Yeah, I was going to get Jovan.
Also, RGP, I was in the chat saying that I was saying that you were cooking, but to lower the temperature. By the way, I wasn't saying that because I didn't like how pushy you were. I was saying it because I want to make sure that she comes back to these things. But I just want to clarify that, like, I was like, hell yeah, like we need someone in there who is like really gonna push back because she did say those things. I was literally looking it up beforehand and she corrected you. She's like, oh no, I said that like vaccine mandates are draconian. I'm like, how are those draconian? Like, what do you mean keeping people safe? Like, people who can get the vaccine should get the vaccine for the betterment of society. So I don't know how she's gonna say that, like, what did she say? Like, oh, you're all about the facts, but you're wrong on this or something like that.
Especially when she's for economic policy that is meant to force people to engage in particular economic practices for the better well-being of society, right? So I don't know how you can simultaneously say that you're going to be against vaccine mandates or and call them draconian when not acknowledging that you do the exact same sorts of things within other types of policies.
Yeah. I just think one of the things that we forget is that, like, I've seen everybody, probably everybody on this panel eat, like, at one point or another. And we do have to remember that these politicians, like, they're just people. It's okay, like, it's okay to push them too, and we should push them. And that's the thing that's cool about Gen Z. And I think even though I might have been the most aggressive, that's probably just because, like, I'm older than you. And you get older when you're angry, and I have all this privilege, so I can get angry at that lady, right? But I think that the way that we ask these questions, the reason she pushed back is because she's not used to that. It's not that my questions were out of line. It's that they're literally not used to being pushed on anything. Right. And that's why you saw, like, you see the face change, you see the tone change. And that tells me, when you asked if I'd vote for her, no, because the first time she was asked a question with, like, that wasn't dressed up nicely for her, she got really, really upset. She's so Trumpian to me. She has all these ideas, and she doesn't like her not recognizing that coalitions are important is crazy. Joe Biden, takes 4-hour naps every day, and because of his coalition, he's been able to accomplish things. Like, the guy's barely awake, but he's so connected, and he has friendships with everybody that he's actually been able to accomplish, like, a fairly progressive agenda.
That is a great point. That is an astoundingly great point, RTP. I mean, I just thought it was so, like, interesting and almost just, like, brought me back to reality when you started pressing, Miss Williamson in a similar manner to, how, say, like, I, Parker, you, or, any of the other debaters press people on a day-to-day basis. I mean, you just talk to her the same way we talk to other people. And what that showed us was someone who probably shouldn't be in public office. Of course, that's just my opinion. But I commend you for that. I thought that was great. And I completely agree with you that is a good thing. That is an amazing
He was
thing
going
to do.
in.
Yeah, I do want to say one more thing too. I mean, in relation to that, I think that was a great RTB. Like, I actually, like, I know in the meantime when I'm there, I'm saying, like, let's keep it down. Let's let her finish real quick, so that, like, obviously she wants to, like, continue in these types of conversations. But I do think it's really important to ask questions like that. But one thing I would also say is that, how would we expect someone like Joe Biden to answer those questions as well? Would we expect Joe Biden to be more direct with those questions, or would we also see that Joe Biden would respond in that kind of way?
They would ask for a script. Yeah.
Bumble his way
Yeah,
through
we
it,
might
yeah.
see him accidentally fall asleep on live.
Yeah, that's true.
So what I thought was two things, and then I'll get off because I need to get back to work. But so $1 trillion is not enough. That's $1 trillion. Then you've got Social Security. The fund has to exist. Then you've got educational reform, another $1 trillion. Then you've got funding the military because we're in debt, right? $500 billion. Now we got to look at our international commerce policy, $250 billion. At that point, we say, all right, let's start investing in the country. So her idea of tackling these problems that are systemic to our society are not cheap. And printing brings the issue that George W. Bush brought to us with the war in Iraq, which is we've been bankrupt since 2003. Right, literally. So the money is inorganic. We get it. That's not the point that I'm making. The point that I'm making is that we have overinflated our markets with all that excess money. Somehow it needs to be recaptured. So, my rent is $4,000, and people say, "What? How do you pay $4,000?" Well, because I make enough money to pay the freaking $4,000. If I were in Texas, it'll be like, I don't know, $500 because I would make enough money to pay $500. But it's the distortions in California impact the people, let's say, in Oklahoma or the people in Florida, because it's so I find that she did not really have a good grasp of the economy or policy. She was just, again, just talking points, and God bless. And the other aspect that I find interesting is she should be the candidate, not she. The candidate should be the one saying, it is an honor to be here because I need to earn your vote because you are the people that I need to, you will employ me. It's not the other way around. So it's an honor. I like Mike, and it's fine, right? The salutation is not the problem. But the issue is they become entitled. So Mike would say, what's up? RTP is, hey, good to meet you, right? Those are the ones that I was paying attention to when it came to that, because I recognized, like, why, this is something, they started out differently. And I'm like, And she was irked by both of them. Literally, she was irked. When Mike asked about education, she got irked. I mean, I just sensed, you could see in her body language, and she did not have an answer because she just does not understand. Education policy, yeah, leave it to the to the counties or whatever, the school districts. I have nothing to do. I mean, really? You've got professors that are making $15,000 a year. You want to lead education policy to a bunch of moms for liberty bigots? Are you insane? So no, I just cannot vote for someone that is so ill prepared to take the reins of the biggest market on the planet. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely see that. I definitely do. Honestly, W Mara, for real.
W Mara.
Hi, Jovan.
Oh yeah, Jovan, did you want to say something?
Hey, Jovan.
It just got sultry in here.
Oh, Jovan, you're muted,
Recognize
bro.
that voice.
Jovan, you're muted.
He's like, oh,
On
shit.
TikTok. There you go.
Okay, hold on. There we go. What's up, babies? Okay. I'm about to make Gen Z very mad at me. But listen, I gotta say this. That live was the biggest display of political. What's the opposite of literacy?
Illiteracy.
Lack of political literacy, political illiteracy that I have ever seen. Because she would give the most blanket politician talking points, and the chat was like, "W her, oh my gosh, Marianne Williamson, yes." And I'm like, what, are you guys? She's not saying anything. She said one of you asked. I don't even remember who asked this question. I think it was Will. One of you asked the question, and her response was, "Well, if you vote for me and other people like me, we'll get it done." Yeah, that's what the
That was
law
someone
said.
else. I forget who that was, but yeah,
Yeah.
that was a non-answer.
Yeah.
I-
Jovan, what's your
I-
policy? Jovan, elect me for office.
Just vote for your
Yeah,
drunk
I
aunt.
do think that's going to be a part of it, but it doesn't tell us how the process to get there. Because clearly speaking, we do have to have progressive, not only presidents, but also like representatives, people on the statewide level, people on the local level, right? That would be progressives, right? That's also important. But that's the notion of coalition building, right? That she was not referencing earlier. So
She quite literally refused to give a single policy point. Her responses are, "We should absolutely do this." Okay, but how would you do it, Marianne? "We should absolutely get it done. It needs to be done." How are we going to do it? "We should 100%, me and the Senate and the Congress, we should all get this thing done." And then when RTP finally comes in and holds her damn foot to the fire, she then starts to pivot to something else instead of answering the damn question. And I'm just like, bro, what are you doing? What's
so mad at RTP.
And then,
She was
and then
upset.
Parker,
She was upset at
look,
RTP.
the look on Parker's face when RTP started being like, "You said A, B, C, or D." Parker, your face gave, "I want to keep doing these. Please shut up, RTP."
pretty sure
That's
I said that
100% what I
exact line.
thought.
I think I
100%
said
what
that
I
exact
thought.
line to RTP. I said that exact line to him. Dude, was it that apparent on my face?
Don't fuck
Yes.
this up for
Oh
me.
my
Don't
God.
fuck this up for me.
I just think there's a real big issue when we have these ancient political candidates who come
Who
in.
just
I
left?
do like
I
that
don't know who
she's-
just left.
Miriam.
was
Oh,
Mara. It was
Mara.
Mara.
Okay.
Mara.
Mara,
I'm
I
still
appreciate
here.
you coming on, Mara. It was good seeing you again. Good seeing you. I was gonna add up Adora. Adora's not here anymore, so let me add up Mia.
Oh, and I was going to say, Lydia, you were
Mika.
thinking about Marcel Dixon. That was the person who she called anti-Semitic for
Okay.
for the reparations comment. So, yeah.
Hey, Matt, man, can I add you right back up here in a second?
Yeah,
I'm gonna add
yeah,
up
yeah,
Adora
of
right now
course.
so that she can address stuff
Yeah,
real
of
quick.
course.
Appreciate it,
Yeah,
Matt.
did you even watch
Bye.
the live?
Love you, bro.
Yay, Adora.
You know, something else. Like we've obviously been talking about it a lot. Just about her responses, etc. This has been the topic of conversation. But something else that hasn't been touched on was the emotion that she displayed when RTP was talking to her in the way in which he did. It, not only was, she getting pressed not to answer in, but she said, like, you treated, like this, that was disrespect, or she at least inferred that you were disrespecting her by asking her those types of questions. And I think, like, that alone is very interesting, that, hard questions are viewed as disrespect. That is not true. Hard questions are the ones that should be answered, so more people respect you. I mean, I don't know. It's just, that was incredible.
Because presidential debates, they're a lot more heated than that, especially if
True.
you're on a panel full like with Trump And someone asked that question. I'm not sure if it was Will that asked the question about like how would she be if Trump was like up there with her? Like how would she react, or like what would she be able to handle that type of fire? And to come to see it, like she did display a lot of emotion when it came to that response. And I mean, we from what I see that y'all do debates on TikTok pretty often and have discussions often about these things. So she should be able to be used to that as well, because if we're just like regular people that debate and shit like that, those type of things is something serious, especially when you're going to be the face of the country.
Well, she also flat out lied to RTP's face. RTP brought up her calling the COVID vaccine mandates draconian, and she said, "I never said that." But she literally is on record recanting saying that. So how can you recant something you never said?
Yeah, very true. Also, Dora, I want Dora and Mia to be able to address stuff as well. So go for it.
How's everyone doing? Parker, I just want to say thank you so much for having me up. It's such an amazing group of people that you assembled here. So thank you. I really don't have much time right now. I'm hanging out with a friend, and I'm being rude right now.
No, don't worry at all. Don't worry.
I won't lie. I was so freaking nervous that I didn't actually hear her answer, so I don't know if I was happy with her answers or not.
I wanted to know, Adora.
She gave a terrible answer to you, Adora.
She said something about transgender story hour at the White House.
Yes, right?
Drag
She
story
mixed that
hour,
up with
and that made me, like,
yes.
I feel like I'm not sure if she knows what being trans means to a good enough extent. In my opinion, I don't know. I was wondering what you thought about that, because I was in Nate's live, and me and Nate
Yeah, we talked about that in a Discord that I'm in. And
yeah.
it seems like she wants to use that as a way to kind of make it seem like everything is all fine and dandy with the trans people, while not actually addressing trans issues.
She to you, Adora. She said to your face, we can't do anything because schools are on a state level. Then to Lux's face said, well, I have all these plans on how we can fix the schools and what we can do for education and blah, blah, blah. Literally lied.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Parker. I really appreciate it, but I got to stop being rude.
No, you're good.
Bye.
Don't worry. I appreciate you coming up, Adora.
Bye, Nora. Love you.
Bye. Love you all.
Have a good night, Adora.
Well, Jovan, do you feel like my questions were answered, or?
No, I feel like she said, you said, how are you going to address this? And she said, well, I'll let black people do it. I don't know how to, so I'm going to just have black people do it. Which is like, all right, thanks for putting the onus on us to fix systemic racism. I'm glad that it's our job to fix something we didn't start.
I wish
Parker, how did you feel about her performance tonight? Would you vote for her? What are your big takeaways? I feel like
he's standing.
We've been going over the takeaways from everyone on the panel except for you. What are your
Listen,
takeaways?
Parker
Would
doesn't
you
want to
vote
answer
for?
that question. He's trying to get more presidential
Oh,
elects.
no, I'm going to answer the question. I mean, I probably wouldn't do it directly. I don't think she's watching right now, so I'm fine on that. But that's the one thing about TikTok is that clips don't exist. All right, but please don't record this, people. Please. My thoughts are that I think it showed a lot of courage and whatnot to come on. I know I said this multiple times. I think it showed a lot of courage that I don't see from other presidential candidates, and that is a good thing with that respect. I don't think that she comprehensively answered a lot of the questions that we asked in kind of a normal politician manner. But what I would kind of say is that I would compare that against what I would expect from other types of political pundits, is that they would likely be just as indirect or would have no policies for this either. And that these policies would likely be determined by the people around them, their advisors, right? Whether it be Biden or them, they had advisors in their administrations that will push forward the policy that, these particular political pundits don't know. But I think it just kind of represents this idea that we're voting for character heads here. We're not really voting for people that have very comprehensive understandings of this political sphere, of foreign policy, of economics, right? We're voting for people that are popular. So I think that's the biggest takeaway that I took away from a conversation like this, because I've never had a conversation with any type of presidential sort of figure before.
Of course.
So yeah, I don't feel like a lot of questions were accurately responded to, but I would expect that same thing from other politicians. Right?
That's
It's just like common politician stuff, right?
That's a great takeaway. No, that is a great takeaway. I mean, we evaluate her performance, but then evaluate her performance compared to any other politician's performance. I think the one thing that you said about her, we're voting for who's popular, that says a lot because, I was sitting in my political science, my political philosophy course the other day, and he was talking about how, well, smart people aren't usually the popular people. So, I mean, I think that says a lot. Like the most rationally coherent and consistent beliefs are not going to be the ones that are popular. And that's the catch-22 about, political figures is that, they try to convey messages that will co-align with the masses. And those usually aren't, the most nuanced or, smart ones. Yeah.
I just want to know if Dean Suit was a paid actor.
All right, I want to let Mia speak, by the way, because she hasn't had the opportunity to speak.
Mia wasn't here. That's why I'm so confused.
Shut up, Nova. Nobody asked you. Anyways.
She didn't even watch the live.
I'm still going to speak.
Where's Mr. Thomas at?
If Mr. Thomas joined, Jovan would have left because he's scared of him. But which maybe Mr. Thomas should have come because now Jovan's being rude. But I think that I have seen her speak before, and I think that she's a little bit loco. I'm not voting for her personally. I genuinely don't care what she says. I don't trust her. Isn't she literally in a cult?
New religious movement.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the New Age spirituality stuff. She apparently explained that it's like that there's not like a supernatural undertone.
Yeah, it's weird. I looked into
it
quite
pantheism?
a bit, and I kind of come from a similar background, so I'm Unitarian Universalist. So it kind of is post-transcendentalism, and it's like a departure from Christianity. It's a little complicated to get into. I wouldn't call it a cult, personally, because it doesn't have that type of control hierarchy feature. But it's more so just kind of a hippie post 70s hippie vibe that has kind of persisted since then.
Amen, Will. Amen.
Nah, we don't know for sure. The cult could have been on the down low, and this is their final plan. And all that stuff will come after Marianne gets elected.
Look, that's entirely possible. Also,
I forgot to answer this question before you answer that real quick. Well, because someone put it in the comment section. I don't want to forget. I didn't say whether or not I'd vote. I just like what RTP said. I don't think that she has the ability to win. I don't know if she has the coalition built. I don't know if she has the people behind her to be able to win. I think it's important to have these critiques for Biden and stuff like that, as this could necessarily get Biden to sort of appeal more to Gen Z. I think that is probably the biggest thing that we could probably get from these types of interactions is them actually seeing how big Gen Z really is. This live really shows it. This live that just happened really showed how big Gen Z, the community of Gen Z is in terms of influence in politics and how much they're involved. So I do think that that's going to impact other types of candidates. I don't think it's going to be Marianne that wins, though.
Yep, I agree.
You see yourself as a candidate in the future, Parker?
No, dude.
Vote Parker.
Well, what in fucking 2040?
None of us could ever be. There's too much dirt. There's too much TikTok clips. It's picking up.
I don't think there's anything about me that I would get
Parker, how about
destroyed
that Jubilee Taliban clip?
Oh, okay, maybe that one would be talked about, but that's just because people misunderstand it.
I know.
Actually, that whole point. Nothing I said there was bad or incoherent. It's just that one little clip that just sounds so fucking stupid. Did the Taliban violate community guidelines? I think it's so funny, dude. There were Instagram clips with millions of views, 700,000 likes of everyone dogging on me because they don't understand the context of me saying, I don't want the Taliban on Twitter, but descriptively speaking, it's a private business. They do what we want, right? If we want to go around that, we have to have some type of federal legislation. And no one caught that, so.
Nah, Parker's not winning.
He's justifying the Taliban. He doubled down justifying the Taliban, even though I made a video saying, I don't want the Taliban on Twitter. I don't like the Taliban. And they still said on YouTube and stuff that I was doubling down supporting the Taliban. So I don't get it.
Taking the bold take of anti-Taliban.
When I watched that, I understood what you were saying. I don't know how it got so misconstrued. I think that was in
Because
response to like about
people
Trump. 'cause
don't
that-
like the Taliban.
well, no, it's fair. But, you know, there's some white guy who was like, why did Trump get banned off of Twitter? And then Parker's like, well, community guidelines got violated. But, you know, the Taliban's not banned off of Twitter. Did they violate the community guidelines? You know, there's very
Apparently they
specific-
didn't, right?
Apparently they didn't.
They didn't in real life, I
Recanting.
guess. Yeah.
Thank you for recanting the clip, Dean.
Well, I got vote Lux for president in my bio, so that means that y'all should vote for me when I elect. Everybody gets free crab legs, seafood boil. all that
W's in
shit.
chat, let's go.
I do want to mention, I like how when Will pressed her, because Will and RTP really did press her on some things. So I like when Will pressed her on capitalism and just sort of she said something that to me was the most brain dead take ever, which was, well, under capitalism everybody wins, and I was like, ooh.
Oh, I think she was
Also,
talking
what
about that
she
one
described
free
wasn't
market
capitalism.
altercation.
Like-
She was talking about like when there aren't market failures that exist in a particular market, right? That it leads to a greater exchange of goods and services. I think, like, if I'm going to be charitable, I think that's what her point was that in the context of that market, because there isn't inelastic goods, because there isn't like a necessary point for like, I need healthcare, I need this, that there's some sort of effective market process that exists there. I think that's what she's trying to say.
The thing about her answer, is that from a Marxist view, what she described was not capitalism, right? Because there was no capital, okay? Like there was no employee-employer relationship, right? There was nothing being described. If you want to talk about intellectual property, right? She didn't even describe a exploitation of intellectual property. She just described she wrote a book. Congrats, right? And then someone published it, right? But she didn't even describe the fact that she could stop other people from publishing it.
Yeah, that doesn't relate to capitalism.
This would
Yeah.
happen in Marxism. Like, there's
That's
a
just
whole
market,
chapter
yeah.
in Capital about art. Like, and they go into like how this is exactly how art would be disseminated in communism. So it was like really neoliberal brain rot that hurt my head. And also just I was making a point regarding what Dean said. I want to get this out just because like. I hate to be a shill. I hate to be an Obama shill. But I do want to say Obama would do damn well on this. Like
He would.
his
He would.
rhetoric
He would.
and his answering and how he speaks and how he engages with people. He could say fundamentally the exact same things as Marianne, right? But he would engage in it and speak in it in a similar way. And that's kind of the bar that I would hold them up to. Obama showed that people could do it. And he speaks in somewhat of a religious context, right? He has like kind of a pastor voice in how he talks rhetorically. So Marion and him have similarities, but he comes from a very different and educated background where he can actually articulate it. So I think we need to not write off actually knowing the policies and actually having actually knowing like the structure. Where like as president, you can do a lot of things, you can get creative. I just don't think that Marianne is getting creative with her policies. She's a lot of like ideology, but you can be ideology and be really, really creative, and she's just not.
I agree with that. Hey, I gotta go because I'm not Gen Z. I'm like an older millennial, so I have a bedtime. So I appreciate you guys staying up with me. I will say this, not to like necessarily promote myself, but I do have an RTP Williamson 2024 shirt that will be available tomorrow. So you guys can check my TikTok for that, but I will have that shirt available tomorrow.
Wow.
Morning. That's a promise.
Wait a
I've
minute.
already
Less
been
than
told
12
it's done.
hours?
So you're trying to
W's in the chat, let's fucking go for RTP Marion Williamson shirt. Let's fucking go, chat.
And that's right.
God.
She's my vice president. God damn it, she's mine.
Wow,
What?
not even 12 hours. That's beautiful, RTP.
I
Have a
offer
good night,
crab
man.
legs. What do you have to offer?
I just want to say that I think it's really disrespectful that I can't be president just because I wasn't born here.
So
Like,
real.
that's hella disrespectful. I would not only give y'all crab legs, but I would also give y'all fried chicken. And for my autistic boyfriend who has the taste buds of a 5-year-old, he could get his free cheeseburgers.
Why am I out here catching
Look,
strays?
look here.
bro?
If the fried chicken ain't got hot sauce with it,
Hot sauce for everybody, except, for those who don't like, the heat, can't take the heat. I'll give y'all like salt or something.
I want to say one last thing about Marianne, but then I'm going to go back to my own live. But I really wish she would stop quoting Martin Luther King. She did it multiple times in the live she was doing before your live, Parker. She did it on your live. I wish she would stop being like, as Martin Luther King said, stop. Stop doing that.
Yeah, let's not tokenize Martin Luther King in the I have a dream that all the black boys and black boys and look, it's a time of the black.
That's definitely true. Is there anything else anyone else wants to like address real quick? Thank you for the hand, I appreciate it.
What's the topic tomorrow?
Oh, I don't even know yet. What topic should I do?
I don't
You haven't
know.
done trans women or women in a long time. I feel
You did that one.
Yeah, he did.
I did it for like
A
an
few days
hour,
ago.
hour and a half. So
Oh,
Yeah.
did you?
I
must
could
have
probably do
missed
that
it.
again.
I must have missed it. But
Oh yeah,
also,
it wasn't that long of a live.
I like when you do the spanking topic and you have like boomers who come on who like their kids definitely don't actually respect them, but like they think that their kids respect them and like they get like really mad at you because you're 21. Like it's really funny.
Yeah, I don't have
You
kids
don't
yet.
have
They're
kids,
from Rome.
Parker. You can't have
Do
an
you do
opinion.
panel debates, Parker? Like, do
No,
you
I
ever
only do
panels?
one-on-ones really. Every
Or with
once in a
the
while I might add someone up, but I generally just do one-on-ones.
format.
Because you haven't had not one topic that I disagree with, but you have topics that
what?
I agree with, and
No.
I've always wanted to like come up and debate somebody as well. And I'm like, damn.
Can you
Yeah, I
guess what
used to
topic?
do a lot more panel debates. I would used to bring up a bunch of people. I remember Will probably remembers them all the time.
Yep.
We would debate together and stuff. But I've been doing one-on-ones for a while because one-on-ones they're a lot more productive and effective at getting people into the lives and also in terms of the conversations around that I've seen. But panel debates are great within the respect that like you have so many different like ideas that are going around. It's not just
Yeah.
like one, so you're kind of held to a higher standard when there's more people on a panel than when you are on like a one-on-one sort of basis. So I do think that there's like points for panel debates, and that's kind of why like I mean if I had more time, if I wasn't in school and stuff, I'd probably do panel debates on like this account and do one-on-one debates on my main account. I think that's something that I wanted to bring about. I don't really have time to do that yet right now.
Yeah.
because I'm in
No,
I think
school.
I think the co-hosts we've done have been pretty fun. I think that's about the closest thing to a panel debate I've seen on the main in a while. Those have been fun.
Yeah,
I
Dean, you
think
had Abby on once too, right? To debate with you.
yeah,
That was awesome.
yeah.
I
I
loved
heard
that.
that was fun.
Me
That
and
was
Abby
really
used
fun.
to like co-host like consistently. Like
I
we
remember that.
we always did.
Well,
That
I
was
kind
the
of just
duo.
started watching your streams and they're awesome.
Slay.
Slay.
Danke.
Will
Yeah, no, I
rocks.
basically only do single like me versus someone else. And the only other person I bring on typically is Kenzie. And if I do, it's like just to add extra stuff. But I never did panel debates. I always found them very chaotic. Also, I have like 3 arguments, and if I can't go through those 3 arguments, I will get annoyed. And in panel debates, we get moved to BS topics.
Yeah, I do like I haven't been hosting my own lives that frequently recently just because I just started my first year of college. I'm a little late to the game because I'm 20, but I've been like trying to get back into the swing of school. But I'm usually on Nate Debates lives and there's panels over there. But Lux, if you ever see me on mine, I usually debate for trans rights. So if you ever want to like come up on the panel, I'd love to have you.
Yes, I've taken a break too from panel debates because sometimes like it's very stressful when everybody's yelling over each other and people calling me slurs and shit, and I'm like, damn. I'm like,
Yeah.
TikTok is a little ruthless. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I try to
Sometimes
keep
people
it
are crazy.
one-on-one for like the first part of it because I know some people won't come up if it's not one-on-one, and also I agree that it can get really chaotic and like I also get frustrated, Will, if I like know I have like a good rebuttal, but like I can't get in there.
And like
even
someone
if it's
fucking
one.
cuts me off and changes the topic. That
Yeah.
shit kind of
terrible.
annoys me. I'm not gonna lie sometimes.
Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah, that's not that much fun.
But I
The
also like
one-on-ones are so much more productive. I've honestly enjoyed your lives a lot, Lydia. Same
thanks.
goes for you, Will. I think that I mean, I've definitely watched the two of you quite a bit, and it's been you guys know what you're doing. You guys have good
Thanks.
platforms.
That's very nice to hear.
Appreciate it.
It's hard not to compare yourself to like other people on here. Like, I don't know, I'm just thinking like all of your lives versus mine. I'm like, oh my God, they're like so much better at this than me. But then like, I don't know. I definitely feel like I kind of do the same topic because I know I'm good at it, but I really want to branch out. Like I want to do abortion. I want to do like religion.
Abortion's the easiest topic. DM me.
Yeah.
Like it's so easy. It's
I started
like,
with abortion.
It's such.
Shows
an
the
easy topic.
gay topic is good too.
True,
The gay topic
Yeah.
is pretty easy to argue.
Can you guys guess what topic I'm doing tomorrow?
Probably the gay topic.
Gay topic.
Yeah. I've got myself into a cycle. So, I mean, I used to do about 4 topics, but then Why is Being Gay Wrong really started to make a pretty big impact. And
Well,
now
you've
I've got-
honed your arguments, so you've gotten better with your arguments as you learn and learn and learn. So
Yeah, and it's now I'll host that topic and get like 6,000-7,000 concurrent, and then I go to anything else and it's just it's a lot different of a story. So
Yeah, Dean,
put
I've
myself
seen
in the
your
trap.
lives. You do really good. Like,
Yeah.
you rock too. I like it.
Thank you, Lux. I appreciate
But
that.
I followed all of y'all, so hopefully y'all follow me back.
I did.
oh, you know what? I will do that right now. In fact, there you
But I'm
go.
gonna drop, guys. Thank you so much for having me, Parker,
Bye, Lux.
and I appreciate
course, of
speaking with
course.
y'all. Y'all are dope.
I
I
like it.
appreciate it.
Have a good
Good
night.
night. Bye bye.
Have a great night.
Also, Parker, I just want to say, like, that's, like, what a big thing. Like, you should be so
Seriously.
proud of yourself. Like, I hadn't started watching you until, like, probably last year, but I know you've been doing this for multiple years, and, like, that is, like, a huge thing that you got a presidential candidate on here, and, like, I just want to say that's awesome, and you should be super proud of yourself.
No, I really am. I'm not just proud of myself. I'm literally just proud of the community. Like literally, like what I was talking about with Will earlier. It's like it is something you would have never expected, right? To go from like this, just like we're just having conversations, just fucking around with each other on debates for so long, to like stuff that relates to the real fucking world, like things that are actually going and being done, right? Politics and stuff like that. It's just crazy to see. It really is.
Well, you lead. You lead like the curve.
I think
Parker.
we've
You
all
are-
been called a Parker ripoff before. Everyone up here. So.
Okay,
yeah,
I've been
dude,
called
I-
a Dean
I-
clone too many times.
Okay, true.
Like
Parker, you-
unironically, people are like, "I just thought you were some clone of Dean."
Well, you have been, I mean, like by far, the leading mind in this space, and you continue to be. And I think tonight is a very good milestone that you have set, and it's a good example of your leadership. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Parker. As soon as I get off of here, I'm gonna like scout for the emails of the campaign teams of like 5-6 presidential candidates, and I mean, I'm sure Will and RTP and now everyone is gonna do that too, because you've set a new edge. You have like set the benchmark for what it means to be a good creator in the space. And I mean, like Lydia was saying, we really do have to give it up to Parker. I mean, Parker W's in the chat, like literally right now. This guy has been leading, pioneering, and innovating this space for so long, and for so much more time to come, unironically.
I'll leave the presidential interviews up to you guys because I don't have my nerves are too bad for that. Like maybe someday.
I actually surprisingly wasn't that nervous. I actually
Really?
really wasn't. I don't know what it was. I literally no nerves. I have more nerves about the test I have to take tomorrow that I haven't studied for yet. The
Well, seems
fucking
like I hear, like, you're
the
very-
presidential interview in front of almost 7,000 people concurrently. Like
Well,
Yeah, I
it's
was
your live. I don't know how to explain it. If it's your own live, it's not that scary. Like, but you know,
That's so true. Like when I guest request, I'm 10 times more nervous than when I
Yeah.
actually am hosting a live. Like it's just easier. It's so real.
I'm more nervous on my own. Like if I go over to my friends' lives and like I'm usually on Nate's panels at night, Nate debates, and like it's more of like a fun live. I don't know, like all the transphobes who are staying up late to go like argue with people, like they're just so funny. But like I'm like not nervous when I'm over there, but when I'm hosting my own live, I feel like all the pressure's on me and it like stresses me out. So I'm like kind of the opposite, but
no, I get you on that. That makes total sense to me. Yeah, to be honest though, I don't know. I just like I think I've just gotten so comfortable just being on live that it's just not like that. I'll literally have more fucking anxiety talking to someone in person just about some normal fucking everyday conversation than being in front of fucking 7,000 people. It's really stupid. I don't get it, right?
no, I know what you mean. I'm in the same.
I have
boat
the
as
same
you.
thing.
It's a condition. I don't know what to call it, but it is so real. And I realized that tonight. I was going up onto your live in front of 7,000 people, like so nervous. I was like shitting bricks. I was terrified.
thinking.
But I was like sitting on my live with 7,000 other people the other night, like, oh, why did we drop by 1,000? Like,
Oh yeah, you turned on Supplementation, like, I'm sorry, chat, I'm sorry.
yeah.
Wait, Parker, how many likes did you get on your main tonight?
Oh, I
Did
think it was
you
like
beat Dean?
2.5 in an hour.
Oh,
In an hour, 2.5 million likes is fucking nuts.
could've
it is. I
could've
was like,
been.
I wonder if he's gonna pass Dean's. What is yours, Dean? Like
Dean's
4
like
million?
4.44
5
million,
million?
which is fucking
That's
nuts.
ridiculous.
That's more likes than I've ever gotten on a live.
That's
Yeah, no, that's 4 times more likes than I've got 1 mil one time. That's insane. No,
I don't
I do
even
think
look
we
that
all go
much.
for just. I think we just have to lean into the clone stereotypes, and just all do the exact same thing. Because
Oh yeah, no, I'll show everyone the chat. These are the analytics for the presidential interview.
Put it a bit closer.
Yeah, I got you. Let me try
unique
to-
viewers.
There you go.
103K.
Wow.
That's for an hour, Parker. For
No,
an
that's in an hour, and then
That's
when you
in
go to
an hour?
engagement,
dude, that
Wow.
is those,
4.7 thousand shares.
that's the most insane like live analytics I've ever seen.
For one fucking
60
hour?
for 60 minutes. Are you kidding me? Like I know damn well like your second best and my first best don't even compare to that.
Yeah, like chat. I'll show y'all. This was an insanely fucking huge live for me. This is a 7-hour live. This is a insanely huge live for me. Right? It's pretty fucking close, right? But like, literally, the averages are just like fucking nuts. This is my biggest live average outside of that context, right? For a normal live, to get 6.6 thousand people for an entire live, that's fucking nuts, chat. That is
Yeah.
literally nuts.
Yeah, I like looked
Devastating.
up at your likes at one point and it was already almost at 2 million, and I'm like, he just got on here. Like, how does that happen?
Yeah, I know. I think that's honestly fucking crazy. So, like, chat, I just, like, literally everyone, again, literally could not be here if it wasn't for everyone in the fucking chat. Everyone on this fucking panel right now, I literally wouldn't be here today. This is, like, unbelievable. I really appreciate everyone. Like, this is fucking crazy. And this is just the beginning, chat. This is literally just the beginning. This is going to continue to happen in the future. So I cannot, like, I don't know how to express the way that I feel on the inside to other people. It's literally impossible to do that, right? Yeah, I really don't know how to express it. I don't. Like you would have told me literally, here's the confetti, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that this shit would have happened. I would have been fucking crazy. I used to post videos on YouTube when I was a kid, right? I had a few hundred subscribers. A few hundred people would watch my YouTube video. I'd fucking flip out. I'd freak out, right? I literally have a video of me still saved from when I literally was talking about how I got like 50 subscribers in 2 days on YouTube, and I was fucking freaking out because of it, right? Like 12-year-old me. So if you would have told 12-year-old me that I would have had literally 10 times the amount of people that subscribed to me on my channel on YouTube back then, just in my live at one time, I would have fucking freaked out. I would have literally flipped shit, right? It's unbelievable, chat. It actually really is unbelievable. I literally could not thank people enough for like the fact that I've been able to get into this, like these opportunities, this particular circumstance. Like, it's actually fucking crazy.
You know, the best way to describe it to someone is to talk to that someone or to tell that someone, just imagine if you were in those shoes. I mean, that's seriously the best way to fucking do it. And it's unreal, man. Like, Parker, you've been able to do what no one else has been able to do. What you've done is unreal, and you deserve it. You unironically deserve every little bit of it.
No, I appreciate it. I really don't feel like I fucking do. I'm going to be totally honest. Like, I don't think I do, but, like, I really fucking appreciate it. Like, I want to be able to, like, provide, like conversation and communication on our side. I feel like we just lack it so much. People lack a sense of unity, lack a sense of direction because we don't have these types of conversations because we're not willing to engage with the other side. So I just think it's so fucking important to do so. That like I'm so glad that this type of community exists and that there are other people also who have the same goals and values when it relates to that too. So it's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I agree. This is actually something I've been doing like recently, especially because my account got unliked by TikTok with a few limitations. I've been doing a lot of thinking. First of all, how you like safeguard this community, because we do have huge platforms, but you and I know, Parker, empires rise and fall on TikTok, because they
The
just
Roman
attack
Empire?
all of us all the time.
Oh, no, Will, thinking about the Roman Empire right now.
No,
I got accused of that, by the way.
Oh my God! Here, let's
I
let
got
Will
accused
finish
of
that, and then
Oh,
now you can say that.
Sorry
Okay.
to
No,
be
it's just
Yeah, sorry.
I never think about the Roman Empire. It's now banned from my mind. But I did want to say, like, empires do rise and falls on it. That's why you made a transition to YouTube. Like, you have YouTube on. I am trying to make a transition to YouTube. Like, it's something important to do, because they do just come after us. And there is a really good community behind this, all of which actually can have really good impact. Like, the example I typically point to is Gen Z for Change. Like, Gen Z for Change is kind of a mirror, a parallel group of ours, that looks and acts kind of similar to us. They're more on lobbying type stuff, not so much debating. But having like types of I call them bringing progressives up, and like being able to mobilize new progressives is something that this community does really well. Like, I see new progressives and new leftists join the space all the time, and being able to hold on and organize them is something that's really important. So I don't know, more work on community building is like so important to this, and I agree, and that's going to be a lot of my focus as far as I can, although all of us are in college doing degrees, which is just taking so much away from our time, but that's probably going to be a lot of my work, so it's really important, and that's the best way you were like, how do I express this? How I've always, like, whenever I've like felt off alive, like being like, this is just insane that people listening to me, like, new opportunities, I always just express that through like action, like sitting down and like working hard and like going through the community. And what I do want to say, Parker, final thing on this is just the way you organized this interview. It wasn't just you engaged the whole community, which was a choice on your part. And that was a really, really amazing choice on your part. Not only was it important, but it gave all of us an opportunity to engage in it, which was just amazing. So I appreciate that, and I just do want to say, like, all of us do as well.
No, it's like I want to take the community with me, right? Like every fucking where I go, I want to take this community, because I really think that there's something special with this community that is still yet to be seen by a lot of people. I really fucking do. So I literally want to take everyone with. So
IRL content win.
No, so real. By the way, fucking female top G spamming in the comments. Parker Empire is over. I'm taking him down. Me and Allah don't want Parker. We don't want him. What the fuck is going on? Like, what are you saying? All
There's
right,
also
Matt,
someone
you can say what you said.
doxing me down there. I'm getting doxed in the comments.
Oh fuck, Matt.
I'm canceling you for what?
Do what? Sorry, Lydia, I didn't hear you.
I want to hear about your Roman Empire accusation.
Oh, well, no, the problem was it wasn't an accusation, it was the truth. I was literally talking about the Roman Empire. 2 days ago, Parker added me up because we were talking about
Oh yeah, I was
Edward
watching
Gibbons. Yeah, Edward Gibbons and his fall and decline of the Roman Empire, which I've read. I mean, obviously I've read it and I think about it. I mean, come on. I'm a religion guy, so I think about the Bible and early Christianity every day, which includes the Roman Empire. And so I am literally the freaking epitome of like the guy I think about it every single freaking day. So yeah, it is funny. I mean, because whenever I started talking about Gibbons and I started to like go into detail about it, the first thing I saw in the chat was like, "Oh my God, Matt thinks about the Roman Empire every day, doesn't he?" Like that's the first thing I saw. I was like, "Oh fucking hell!" Like yeah, this is kind of true, isn't it? It's like, God damn it.
I asked my boyfriend because like I hadn't heard about that until the live with, I think it was like Dean and Parker, and they were talking about it, and then I started getting it all over my For You page, like people asking their boyfriends about it, and he said multiple times a week, and I was like,
Yeah,
like, this is a real thing.
It's a real thing, unfortunately.
It's so funny. And then I asked his little brother too, and he also said like at least a few times a month, and I was like, I don't think I've ever thought about it outside of school, like ever.
That's funny. Oh, and also just to say, by the way, say to Parker, half of my librarian job is involved with helping Parker. Like I spend quite a bit of time helping Parker do stuff in like my official capacity as a librarian than I do like helping students and shit. So like that's like I'm being paid to like basically like help Parker. Like that's what's going on here.
Can we get a W, Matt, for that?
No,
Can just
seriously,
get
we do need a
Matt for
W,
that?
Matt, and also we need a block to female top G. That's what we
Oh
need.
my god, yeah, please.
Can you also please block the person who's doxing me?
Yeah,
Please,
are they in the? I don't even
what's
know.
their
Let
name?
me try to get them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Gosh, what was their names?
got-
You know?
Sarah, dude, they've been
Wait.
they've been on me recently. I've been getting doxxed like crazy. My address got leaked. Like that one was crazy.
Is it
really
Sarah? Oh, it's Sarah with an H. Okay, because
Right.
someone
Luckily
named
it
Sarah
was-
earlier was on my.
Oh
list.
no, it's not that one Sarah.
Oh,
It's a different Sarah.
Oh, I found it. Sarah
not
Rugby
6 foot.
999.
Yeah, it's
Is
not
it-
6 foot.
it-
It's not 6 foot.
Yeah. Is it the one with the Trump picture?
Yeah, there you go.
Found it.
there you
Okay.
I was gonna say there was a Sarah earlier without an H.
Parker, block or mute?
Oh, you block.
Got it. All right.
Yeah, like if they're fucking doxing
Doxing,
people,
yeah.
what the fuck? Blocked. Later, buddy.
I think
Make
Friendly
another account.
Agnostic is here. Has anyone ever watched Friendly Agnostic? I love.
Yeah, I was wanting to have him on today, but I
Oh,
didn't
I
have
was
time.
just-
I think he might be here. If
He's not in the guest box that I see. Oh, I
Okay.
do see him. There we go.
I
I've
love
joined his live
lives.
before. Yeah, I've joined his
He's
live
one of my
before.
favorites.
What's up?
oh my god,
What's
I'm
good,
so
bro?
Hello.
There we
Hello.
go. Hello, everybody. How are
Hey,
you?
what's up?
Yeah, what are your thoughts on everything that just happened?
It was good. I wanted to hear more of her stance. Like some of the questions, everyone kind of hinted at education and healthcare, which that's kind of my realm. I'm in my master's program, learning to become a physician assistant. So I was like super interested in her platform on that. But I also wanted to hear more of her like drug reforms, like what her stance is about drugs like marijuana, psychedelics. The school I'm at, I don't want to give too much away, but is looking into using psychedelics for therapy. And I think that's a really cool platform that we need to like encourage because it helps so much veterans. I am a veteran myself, so these are things I wanted her to touch on a little bit. I'm not sure her stance, so I got to do a little bit more research. But it was an awesome platform. Good questions, everybody.
really
Yeah,
quick.
no, I
before
really wish I
saying-
could have got you on. I was on
It's
like
all
I was
good.
on like a time crunch, and I had like what, like 15 or so people at least that I told I would let on, and then I couldn't let on everyone. Like,
How dare you, Parker?
no, I actually do feel really bad because
I
I did.
literally texted Parker, like, he was texting me as I was texting him, and I was like, Parker, don't add me up because you have, like, 10 people that, like, need to come up. Like, just, like,
Guys,
move
I
on
think-
to somebody more important.
I think female top G is back. People are.
Oh
saying.
God,
Which one?
get out of here!
I think they
Oh,
have
yeah,
the
they are.
wrong profile picture, which is so fucking offensive. We want to out of this.
There
You know
they
what?
go.
Allah help us.
You know
Yeah,
what's
but
so tragic is. Oh, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was just going to say, W. Parker, man, like, I can't believe your platform's growing this big and, like, you have a freaking presidential candidate. Like, it's just insane the power of TikTok. Like, we're all here changing a lot, you know, and we're the next generations. I'm a little bit older than you guys. I'm in my 30s. But you guys, like, we're going to change the world, you know, and after these boomers kind of get out of here, like, hopefully we can start doing something in the political realm. And so I'm starting to think about changing my stuff because I'm mostly Christianity, mostly religious stuff, trying to transfer over as well to more political things because I'm a super leftist and want to change the world for the better, help people.
Yeah. You know, I actually came from a similar background. Is like I first started debating religion. Actually, a lot of my debate, I started with like the atheist experience, stuff like that, Matt Dillahunty, etc. And then I got into then I made a page about leftism that got got nixed by TikTok, and then I have this page which is I got off of abortion mainly. So you know, you can basically debate anything. They're very similar.
Yeah.
So it's totally referred.
Yeah, I actually started with like I did like a bunch of different topics. I was like leftist, democratic socialism, economic democracy, like all those other like leftist views. And then I moved over to like vaccines, particularly. I did vaccines for a very long time. Did the God topic, did that like all the time. And then I just grew out like a bunch of other topics, started doing politics a lot more again. And it's just, everything's gone fucking crazy. But yeah,
How do you
it's
not get
normally-
banned with the vaccine talk? Because
Oh, I would.
vaccines is like such a hot top. Oh yeah.
Oh, I would get banned
Didn't
like
you?
literally all the time. I've been permanently
Ugh.
bananaed on 2 accounts. My first one, I had like 115,000. Second one, 75,000. They've bananaed both of those. Then this is my the one I'm on now. My main account is now my third one. So this is like my fourth
Damn.
account.
Yeah, I had
TikTok.
my first one perma bananaed. And it was at 14K. I'm almost back up to 14K, so I'm very close to getting back to my first following, but they do like they're very strict about things. Like
Yeah,
if someone reports you for
I've been
like,
banned a few times.
yeah, for like minor safety, like they will take you down instantly.
That's
They
happened to
will know
me.
it. That's how I got permabanned, even though I'm 20, and I sent in my license, and they never responded, and I never got
They have my tax information. They've sent me money. I've paid taxes. I can legally drink, right? And they would actually still ban me for being a quote unquote minor, right? Which makes no sense. They had my ID. They had my tax information. I couldn't give them that if, it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, they just have a terrible AI banning system. So I've been dealing with not only those permanent bans, but year-long bans that I've had to go to them to be able to remove, week-long bans that they just never respond to. Like this last ban I just got, they never sent me a response to my appeal. Never. So they still have a shitty banning system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, there is so I'm working on transitioning everything to YouTube. Is like I literally just downloaded all of my TikToks. So I have literally all the TikToks I've made in the past 2 years locally on my hard drive, and I'm just slowly releasing them on YouTube. And then I also on cloud have all of my old lives. So I don't know.
Hey, Dean.
And I need to start going on my backup more.
Hey.
Because it just screws you up.
Sorry. Hey, Dean. Apparently, someone is commenting your address on your videos.
Oh yeah, it's
By the way,
it's fine. Don't worry about it. All
right.
That's crazy. Y'all crazy for doing that. Come on now.
Oh jeez, dude. I was getting.
It's just because you stomped too hard, Dean. You're stomping people too hard.
No, I will say Dean has a lot of haters in his chat. Like a good
He does.
portion of his chat are people that absolutely despise the man, and so like he
because he's speaking facts.
Yeah,
They get their little feelings hurt. They're like,
I come at it with a different approach. I feel like my approach to debating is similar to what you would expect out of a Republican, but it's from like a liberal approach. You know what I mean? I debate like Ben Sharpino, but from like liberal ideologies.
Talking
like,
fast.
I'm hard. I'm direct. I'm not nice.
I love when you pull out all the studies and you just like name them off like, and you just go.
I like when you bring out the paper with the like infertile and gay, and they both don't lead to reproduction, and it's like drawn out for them like they're a child.
The paper.
One of these days, that's going to be
graph.
framed on his wall. It's like the famous
Yes.
graph.
The graph W's in the chat, bro. For real.
Yeah, exactly.
I just love the moments for all of us debating. My favorite moments because I watch you all, right? And I love hearing people when like they get something, they just go, okay, all right, and they have nothing else to say. They're just stomped completely. Like
That happened on Dean's Live.
Shit, that was my argument.
Like last time I was on Dean's Live, the guy just said no, that wasn't true, and then he called me dumb or something, and then it ended. So,
dude, Matt, when you came on to talk to that one dude, that was insane because you were just stomping him, and then he had like the most amount of like support in the chat that I've ever seen for someone just saying utter nonsense.
Yeah.
You would like go off and spend 3 minutes just articulating like the Greek-Roman lexicon of like their like code and legislation for like what was just different
we
stuff.
were really talking about back to Lydia, back to the Roman Empire. We were talking about Roman law, and so we were talking about like Roman law and like how it applied to like sexual ethics, and the guy's like, "Nuh-uh, that's not true, nuh-uh," and I was like,
and then the whole chat was like,
bro, I'm giving you the official like legal name of it from like Roman times, and I'm giving you like the Latin and the Greek and everything, and he looks like it's like, "Nuh-uh, that's not true, nuh-uh." I was like, oh my god.
I know, like, that's expected, but then just the amount of support that came for that was just unreal, man.
Yeah, I don't look at my chat a lot while I'm, because I'm, like, very focused when I'm debating, but when I do look at it, it's horrendous. Like, I have supporters, and I know they're there, and I love them so much, but God, my chat is, like, rancid. And I can't.
That's all I do is look at chat.
Some of
Yeah,
it
I get bored.
Because when I like.
Same.
Oh, sorry. I
It's
don't
a
know.
topic
That's
you
fine.
it's what
But
you advocate for. Like I just like I want you to know that that has absolutely nothing to do with your debate abilities, your
I think
rhetoric,
it
or your
has a little bit
education.
to do with the fact that I'm a woman. I'm not gonna lie.
It
Because
has
when
the
I
fact to do
compare
that you're a
my
woman and
lives
what you
and other
advocate
women's
for.
lives, it's like crazy. I'm like, and then I look at like Adora's lives too, and like the way people speak to her is similar to the way people speak to me. I'm like, you do see her as a woman because you're treating her as you would treat me.
I've seen it,
for
Dean.
real.
That happened with Dean when you debated QB on Jesse's, I think that's her name, her live. She brought you up, and like QB wasn't listening to anything that the girl was saying, and then Dean
Yeah.
came up, and all of a sudden, oh, it's different now. I was like,
Yeah, that's
Okay.
happened
I know.
before where I've had like
Yeah,
other
we-
people up on my live and they say the same thing I said, and then they're like the guy will just respond super calmly to them and like be like, "Oh, I see where you're coming from." And then I feel gaslit, like, "Oh, was I like being like mean? Like was I being aggressive?" And then I have to like backtrack and be like, "No, I wasn't." Like I definitely had like it's hard for me not to think that it's because I'm like making bad points or I'm being aggressive or something like that. 'Cause,
no,
like,
it's just internalized misogyny throughout.
yeah.
Yeah,
like,
like
all these
like, and I'm
people.
working so hard on it because like when I was in high school, I had this social problems class and it was like 95% dudes and they were all like I don't know, they were known as like the agriculture guys. Like if you can the very like rural, like very conservative guys, and like every time like I talk in class all the time, even now in college, and they would just shut me down every time, like brutally. And I definitely still have some
So they're
of
just
that,
better at
like,
debate? No, I'm just kidding.
So what I'm hearing is an
I
L.
definitely
Like,
internalized that and stuff.
What,
And
what I'm
so,
hearing
yeah.
is an L Lydia. Everyone's spam that in the chat.
Exactly. No, but yeah, so like that's another reason I don't look at chat is because I know it'll discourage me, even though I don't want it to. Like I really don't want it to, but it's.
I let it roll with my shoulder. I was in the military / am in the military again, and so I have thick skin. The only thing I worry about is like being doxxed. Like that freaking sucks. But because people are crazy, I made a boo boo error, and I like right when I started, I like got Emoshi's lives, and we started debating. It was like right away. I just entered, and he's like, "Debate me," and then it was like it went huge, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, give me your phone number." I gave him my phone number. I was like, "Oh, that was stupid." Never making that stupid mistake again. But like that's the only thing I worry about is like family safety and stuff. But otherwise, people were like, I don't care. People are mean. It just rolls off my shoulder, you know.
Yeah,
like,
I want to get there. I do, and like
it's hard. Go to the military will help you.
yeah,
Yeah.
I especially like
I always just say it's engagement.
yeah.
You're engaging. Like, thanks for the viewership, babe. Like,
Yeah.
that's most of it.
When people like, it doesn't bother me when people
Mike
talk about,
Burgandy.
like
Oh.
appearances at all. But when people talk about like, I don't know, especially people are talking like being transphobic. Like I started that topic because I was like, it's not personal to me, but now I have so many trans friends, so now it's harder for me to like stay calm and like actually address the arguments. Like I want to go off on them because I'm like that's like my friends you're talking about, and like I can't separate myself from it as much anymore. Not that I didn't care before. Obviously, I started it because I care about it, and it's very important right now with all the bills and stuff. But like,
Yeah.
oh.
That's something I'm starting to get into is LGBTQ. I'm bisexual myself, so now it's, you know, I'm married to a woman, so people are like, why do you even talk about it? Why do you even care? Like my own family, and it's like, because it's fucking part of me. Like, that's who I am. It's the same thing, and I think it's just, that's all the right has right now is identity politics. Literally nothing else. They just, you did girls' bathrooms, boy, I don't know what to do. And it's like, I think eventually we're going to defeat them. Eventually they're going to probably just give up because they realize it's a losing battle. But for now, all they can think about the children, the drag shows and the children. But we got Dean stomping them every night. So, you know, and Parker.
You know what? You know, if you're gonna break in to, you know, those debates, one word of advice: make a graph. I mean, unironically, this thing right here. Like shuts down. It's so funny because it's not a joke. It is so funny because it's not a joke. Like a good 45% of like the rhetoric and reasoning used by the right when it comes to that point.
No,
Yes.
that'd be
Oh,
great. Oh,
by
Kay.
the way-
But before you do that, I want
Oh.
to hear Kay's thoughts and opinions on what happened today. Okay, we can't hear you.
I'm lagging really bad. I want to. Oh shit! I'm lagging really bad because I can't log into my school Wi-Fi because I'm in Texas, and I don't know if y'all know, but if you go to a public school in Texas, you can't be on TikTok. They don't let you be on TikTok. So I
Really?
gotta deal with
It's
this
crazy.
Wi-Fi
It's
right now.
crazy.
Yeah, it's banned. We're banned. We're banned.
That's so dumb. That makes no sense. Like, why?
Texas, man.
And I'm in. I
That's
thought it was
insane.
like, because at first they were saying that they were only gonna do it.
Okay, by the way, there might be something covering your mic. I think that's why it's muffled. We can't hear you, really.
Yeah, we mainly just
Give
can't
me a
hear.
second. I'm gonna mute and unmute. Give me a second.
Yeah, for sure. It might be that, yeah. Because I don't think it's lagging. It's like it's
Yeah.
just a muffled.
Can y'all hear me now?
It sounds
Yeah.
better, I think.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I might need to step out the fucking bathroom. Give me a second. This is so ghetto.
Yeah, it definitely
All
sounds
right.
way better now.
Hopefully
Yeah.
this is better. Okay. Hopefully this is better. I just got out the bathroom. But yeah, in Texas, I thought it was only going to be K through 12 because that's what they said initially. But now it applies to universities. So I'm not
That's
allowed.
insane.
What are we talking about?
TikTok being banned in Texas.
Oh, good lord.
We can't log into it on Wi-Fi. Like if I turn on my Wi-Fi, like right now, if I turn on my Wi-Fi, I'll just like pause and I'll freeze up.
Good lord.
It's real sad.
That's really
I thought-
stupid.
But like,
I thought that the right was like, you know, a big proponent of like, you know, expression of free speech. Like,
I
you know, like I don't
just
know.
want
Like,
to troll.
Except when it's through those Chinese apps.
through those Chinese.
It's
It's got to be American.
And it was so
Gotta
funny
be
because
American
Yeah, it's just for
freedom.
the schools, everybody.
And
It's
Christian.
just for the schools.
and it's so funny. 'cause,
If it
you
ain't
know,
American or Christian, get out of here.
when the CEO of TikTok actually went to Congress and talked to them about it and answered every single one of their questions and very clearly explained on how the CPC is not like convoluting with Americans' data because it's all based in America and owned by an American company. Yet they're still like those damn Chinese, dude. It's unreal, man.
Does the TikToks access my Wi-Fi?
Does it connect to my Wi-Fi?
Yes.
What? You're saying they have access to my IP address?
You know who you sound like? You sound like fucking Louis Gomer, that the guy from Texas, the one that always brings up like the most fucked up shit that like doesn't matter to anybody. He's the guy that read like sexually explicit like books like on like one of the committees, and he was like so graphic about it, and it was just this like 60-year-old
I saw that.
dumpy man like reading it in this Texas accent. I'm like, oh my god.
I saw that. Yeah, it was
You know
some
what I mean?
Southern
Yeah,
man just
yeah.
sitting up there reading
Yeah, I
the
know.
most graphic book of all time.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
crazy.
Listen,
and by the
Linda,
way,
I was gonna
oh.
say I agree with you. Ooh, it's okay. I might be lagging a little bit. I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
But Linda, I was gonna say I agree with you. Like with the whole like when we debate as like girls, especially because I'm But when we debate, like especially as women or as minorities, it's like they take it a little differently. Like I actually have a clip. I have a clip from when I was debating with Parker like a year ago, and I said the exact same thing as Parker, and the dude was like, "You're lying. You're wrong. You're wrong." And then
Yeah.
Parker says it, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're so smart. You're so intelligent." And I'm like, "Man, I just said the same shit."
I remember that. But that we were talking about Andrew Tate, right?
Yes, yes. And I was like,
Oh my
said the
god.
exact same thing.
Like, I don't think I could debate like the body count thing, Parker. I can watch you debate it almost the whole life. Like, I
It's
could never
hard to
do
like
those
hold myself back. I appreciate the
because
cowboy.
it like genuinely just
Pisses
angers
you
me
off?
too
Trust
much.
me.
Yeah, that's like why I was like, okay, I'll do the trans topic. I'm not trans. I don't know. I now do, but I didn't at the time know any trans people in real life. I was like, maybe I won't get as angry. But if I had to do something that was like that directly affected like me, oh god, I don't know if I could do it. Like,
It's just a speed run for misogyny. Like every single person that gets up that disagrees with you, Parker, is just like, It's like they're dancing around. I'm just a misogynist. They're just dancing around.
And that's why I think it's so important for me to do that, is because I have a extraordinarily privileged position to be able to not be personally impacted by all these things. So I have the ability to sit there patiently, right, and not have as much of an emotional response as many other people would. So I should use that privilege to be able to like make the conditions better off for people.
And it makes me so upset when you've had like 1 or 2 women come up on there and say that, you know, you should have a woman up there, or like, you know, like, why are you debating this? I'm like, I couldn't. And I'm so fucking glad that like there are men who will do that, because I genuinely like, and I'm sure there are women who can too, like Kenzie, she eats it up every time, but I can't do that. And I know that like I've seen the way, like Kay was saying, the way that men respond to other men versus men responding to us, and it's so vastly different. And if that first step they need is another man telling them that what they're doing is wrong or not okay, and then eventually they will listen to women, I don't love that, right? I wish they would hear it from me, but I know that's not happening for a lot of men. So I'm very happy that there are people, and it frustrates me when women come up there and say, like, you shouldn't be talking about this. I'm like, what do you mean? Sorry, Kay, go ahead.
Yeah. But I was also, it's okay. I was also gonna say this, like, I just started seeing Dean's debates. What's crazy is he debates almost like exactly like how I do, like graphs and everything. That's the funny part. And the reactions, like I would notice the chat reactions of some of the same people I've debated before, like, and how they react differently. Like, I'll pull out a graph, and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, are you trying to insult me? Are you calling me dumb? I will never let you call me dumb." They'll start saying everything in the book, start insulting. Then pull out the graph. They're like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cute." I'm like, I do the same shit. I remember you from 3 months ago. What the fuck is going on right now? And I just think, like, I just be thinking,
It's unreal.
Yeah.
crazy.
It's unreal, man. I mean, it is. I mean, at this point, it's not even just a theory. It's not, you know, a concept or a possible idea. You know, the amount of times I've had this conversation, like it's unreal. I mean, there truly is a disparity amongst like the willingness in which individuals are going to believe what you say or give credence to your thoughts based upon, you know, phenotypical traits such as what's in between the legs or the color of your skin. And it is absolutely unreal. And, you know, it's like, you know, some of them will even self-admit, like, I'm sure, you know, you guys are familiar with RC. You know, he's been spiraling for like the last couple of
Literally
months.
was just in the guest box a few seconds ago, and literally to Jovan said that he wouldn't debate him because he doesn't debate people who are black.
Yeah, no, that's what I was about to say.
He used the term black, right, but with an S at the end, right?
Oh my god.
That's fucking wild.
Wow.
That is fucking
Like,
wild.
I don't know what happened. Like, the only time. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
RC ain't the sharpest crayon in the box. That's
No.
all I'm gonna say.
No, he came on my pastor friendly show. Thought I was a real pastor. True story. He's like, "You're a pastor,
Please
sir?"
tell
Like,
me you recorded that.
I might have it in recording.
You need to
Okay,
find that.
please,
I might,
please find
depending on how long ago it was. But yeah, it was hilarious. He came on and was like, "You're a pastor," and I actually quoted stuff for the Bible for him he didn't know because we like brought up slavery or something like
That
that.
happens every time.
And it was just so funny. He's like, "What kind of pastor is it? What kind of Christian are you, son? You don't even know your goddamn book."
Yeah, that guy lost his relevance and just went off the fucking rails.
Seems like they all do.
Incels found him, loved him, gave him relevance, right? But that made him go crazier, which got him limited and lost relevance. Yeah. Now he's doing like a podcast. So
He got a podcast.
Classic.
He does have a podcast.
White boy Christian podcast.
He does have a
Super unique.
he got permabanned, which is tough.
Oh, he did get permabanned? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's what Danny said.
That explains it.
So some people need to be banned. Some people need to be freaking banned. Okay.
And he's one.
look,
Okay,
Noah, I actually disagree that he specifically is negative because he is dumb. Like, that's the best part, because he makes such good content for me, right? It is a lot of Republicans or a lot of right-wingers, right, will come up and be like, no one would say that. There's no racism. There's no sexism, right? And then he's like, I am sexist. And we're like, well, okay, game over. Like, we're done. Like, it's so, we would rather him than the smart conservatives, if that exists.
Listen, every time RC show say something about me, RC will, I think you remember this. You might remember this. I debated RC, I think, twice. And then, most of the time I brought up the fact, it was just one time. He got on my nerves so bad. I was like, you know what? RC, wasn't you in the comments feeding to be with me? And he was like, oh. And he was like, I ain't never did that.
RC's in the guest box.
No way.
He was so mad. He started saying I was a low
I'm in the
value
fucking
woman.
mood now. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Bring him in. He started saying I was a low value woman. It was so
Parker.
Does he want to get bodied?
The night is young. Come
Wait,
on.
wait. Actually, I'm going to use this standpoint to say, yo, Victor Nieves, stop running from Danny. Address his arguments instead of kicking him off in 4 minutes. Right? If you're going to be in the comment section supporting people like RC, I think you should at least debate Danny. Right? At least debate Danny. I'll host the debate.
That is
Victor
the
Nieves,
first time.
I will host the debate. You versus Danny.
Oh
right?
my god. You've never called someone out like that before.
No, I want to get Danny up here real quick to say this.
Level attack.
Yeah, Victor Nieves, I'm actually serious. I'm going to hold you to this right now, right? Debate Danny. Right now. Actually, right now. Fuck it. Right now. Debate Danny right now, Victor. Send a guest request, buddy. Bud, send a request.
If you don't know what Parker's talking about, I lasted only 4.5 minutes before Victor kicked me for basically no reason. So y'all can watch that video. This is my backup account. It's on my main account.
You see how he's not sending a request? You see how he's running?
I wouldn't take that if I was you.
That is wild, Victor. You can't run away.
I wouldn't let somebody punk me out on live like that if I was you. Me personally.
He said they're so angry and he won't send a request. Yo, Victor, send a request, buddy, dude. You see how he won't? You see how he's actually like legitimately scared of Danny? That is so funny, dude. I can't believe it, dude.
Everyone laugh at Victor for not requesting. Everyone say ha 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 because Victor isn't requesting.
One of the things he said is he said that 1-year-olds don't have any mental life. That's to say no consciousness, no knowledge, no beliefs, no desires, nothing like that.
What?
1-year-olds.
So he must be for abortion then.
No desires, by the way, is wild. Absolutely
desires.
wild for a fucking one. Dude, that is wild take. That is a wild take. And you see how he's still not sending a request?
Danny, I need
He's
to know
a
where you
runner.
got
He's
your
a track
robe.
star.
What was that video?
I need to know where you got your robe. That's my favorite robe that I see you wear.
Now look, you have to believe me. My wife bought this for me
I
at
believe
TJ
you.
Maxx.
TJ Maxx, baby.
She bought it for me. I'm not wearing her. This is actually mine, right? So she has her own, right, which I wear as well. But
You guys twin?
yeah, we like matching pajamas and stuff.
That's so cute.
Oh, Danny, I gotta give it to you. You're probably like the most intelligent creator that I consistently watch on this app.
Don't look.
I think I was telling you that in your stream earlier.
You're gonna
You're
inflate
great.
my ego to a point where I'm gonna explode.
Danny should have a pretty big ego. I'm not gonna lie.
should.
Danny
No,
Danny
you
does
should
not
have
have a
an
big enough ego for how smart he is. It doesn't make any sense.
And Matt.
Oh my God, Kay.
Yeah,
I
Matt,
mean,
you're so
I've,
fucking
like,
smart.
Pretty much, Lydia, you don't go live as often in the last year as everyone else, but I've seen you. I've pretty much, I think I've learned I've learned something from each and every one of y'all.
Aw. Yay.
So I think I don't know you, Kay. I'm sorry, but
Okay, the feet are taking me out. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I understand. I never met you before.
but all the people that have gone live, I've learned something from. So that's how it works.
I
And
frequent
with
all y'all's
all-
lives.
Honestly, I feel like this is all I do anyway. I've been on everyone's live here. Trust me, like many times. Literally, especially when you go live in the mornings.
Yeah.
I'll always be there. I'll when I'm getting ready in the morning. I'm always gonna be there. By the way, I just want to point out one more time again. Victor is straight up trembling in the request, right? Shaking, straight shaking. He's dry heaving.
That's
You
right.
were even on
Listen, I'm
Sab's
sorry,
live last
Victor.
night, Parker.
I'm sorry,
You're
Victor.
always on the
Listen,
lives.
don't take offense when I say this. I just want to troll. Victor, I wouldn't tolerate this disrespect from a palm colored man. I would not do that. I think you need to get up here and defend yourself. I think you need to come up here and defend yourself. You need to fight back. He's bullying you. You can't let this man bully you.
Yeah, Victor, you
Wait,
gonna
did
let that
RC get his
slide?
main account back? Did RC get his main account back?
I don't know.
No.
No,
I
he
don't think
didn't.
so.
Oh, that
Nope.
shit's gone. Is he still in the requests?
Yeah, he
But
still
you know
is.
that y'all know that in a way, like kind of what Will said, that's bad for business, right? Like, in terms of all the stitches and all the content,
I mean, there's always going to be more
Yeah.
people coming up, I think it's just people who
RC
are
would-
radical
RC would-
about their beliefs are a little dangerous. Like people who are saying P3DO is okay. That's where it's like, okay, I don't think you should have a platform of a million people or so,
We have a certain creator in mind.
Yeah. That's where I'm like, that's dangerous because you have little kids or people in that faith who believe and go, well, look, he even pointed stuff to the Bible. Now I'm justified in my thoughts. And I think that's where it gets a little sticky and we need to.
That was a wild time.
It might be necessary. It might be necessary response, but to me, content about that is never good. It's always like it's like a heart drop. But sometimes you get RC content, and it's hilarious. You want more of it, but the P3DO stuff, like that stuff that I just and that no one has fun doing that content.
Yeah. I have a
Yeah.
special hate for it.
There's
I
also-
worked in pediatrics for a while, so I have a special hate for it. I've seen a lot of really terrible things. So when people bring it up, it's very hard not to be furiously angry about it.
No, that's
Well,
true.
we had to cut it off when we had the.
Oh wait, what are you saying, Kay?
Can't see.
I'm talking to Jamal in the chat. I'm getting him credit. That's my son.
Oh, Jamal.
No,
stop
not
saying
Jamal.
it. Stop saying that, Bestie
Oh, it's
Pop.
Jamal here.
Bestie Pop, stop saying it. Me and Jamal got an agreement. We like this now.
Parker, I just wanted to point this out. Remember when we were doing our last co-host and Jamal came up? I just thought it was so funny how he didn't even attempt to justify the existence of God.
Oh, he doesn't,
He didn't
no.
even try.
No, he doesn't.
Just repent. Just repent. Okay.
just
Jesus
We've
loves
actually
you.
run every argument. We've run so many arguments against him, and he's just like, I'll look into this, and then unironically never looks into it.
He said, "I already have." No, you
I
haven't.
all the big creators that come up, like I hit them with a certain topic that every single one doesn't know what to say, and they just go, "Yeah, I'll look into that and get back to you." Never get back to me. There's no
Yeah, that's
answer,
where
and
I
they just go, "That's okay. I'll get back to you on. That's a good verse."
I liked the other
And
day when
the kind of people, the kind of person that gets back to you, it's just a matter of time before they leave their views.
Yeah. The other day when Will was talking to this guy about, I think it was about God, and he at the end just told Will to do more research.
Yeah.
I'm like, you just told a law
Classic.
student at Oxford who has been debating for so long to go do more. Yeah, that's the problem, is that Will needs to do more research. Like, that's what you say when you have no more arguments. And oh my god, that really annoyed me. I was like, come on, like, just engage with
I
them.
don't think anybody has ever said that to me.
I don't think someone
I'm being
could say
real.
that to you,
No,
Matt.
I'm being real, and like I honestly don't remember anybody ever actually saying you need to do more research. Like
You are the research.
they say other things about me, but they don't say that. So-
Did y'all see RC? Did y'all just see RC's comment? Oh my gosh.
No,
Wait, what did RC say?
Oh God. Jesus Christ said that I'm his favorite debater, so that's a plus.
Yo, dude, RC,
What did he say?
that is wild, bro.
Wait,
What did he say? I'm missing it.
ORC.
He's
Oh
yeah.
my god. Oh my god,
I don't
dude.
think you can say that word.
Jesus
RC. I think
Christ.
I'm not gonna take that from somebody who got fake Rolexes.
Fucking hell.
Wow.
And living
Okay.
in Airbnb. I ain't taking it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck? Get a grip.
Off the deep end.
Now
Like
I'm-
seriously, off the deep end.
Actually,
No, he
I
went off the deep
implore him to equate in himself with reality.
I
honestly.
pick up the lingo of everyone, like everyone I listen to, and I literally watch people debate every night. So I watch Parker a ton, and now I say like that's brutal. Like literally, I have to only like listen to someone speak for a day, and I'll pick up the things they say.
I do the same thing. I literally do the same thing.
You
So
picked up
that's-
unironically
that's me
from it.
too.
Now, you've been saying unironically, Parker. Have you noticed that?
Oh, I've always said unironically.
Oh,
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
hell! I'm the Parker clone.
No, he actually
See,
Dean
I-
is such a Parker clone. Actually, I want to say
Wait,
Dean. W with the middle part, by the way.
Oh, I whipped it out
Oh,
for
yeah.
Marianne. I whipped it out for Marianne.
You took all of Parker's
Suit Dean needs to be a meme because Suit Dean what caught me offhand. That
me
was out
too.
of
When I saw it, my brain glitched for a second. I was like, he went from a fucking tank top to like to a fucking suit, and I was like,
You know what? He was wearing that. I'm just wearing this. I was waiting to get on. I was like, shit, should I get a suit on?
yeah,
I was,
I like to
I was
turn my
sitting on
camera off,
Parker's
like,
live on his third account like 20 minutes beforehand in a hand-cut tank top and a bandana.
Totally
Yeah,
should have rocked
yeah,
it.
yeah.
No, I saw
Yeah,
Will,
it
so I was
caught
like,
me
I think
off
I'm
guard,
okay.
Too. I was like, what the fuck? Oh, Danny wanted to say something
I
now.
was in a white linen shirt. I was looking
Oh no, I
kind
forgot.
of
I
nice.
forgot.
Yeah,
It wasn't
I had
a
I had
suit.
books behind me, so I looked at I was like, yes, I look smart. Yes, that was good enough. But then you came up and I was like, oh, I should probably look better than this. Talking to a presidential candidate.
My whole thing is like it's very intentional the way that I dress. It's supposed to like radiate like the most like typical like conventional like modern like alpha male type
Real
of like
men.
presentation, like you know what I mean, like in accordance with if you ask a conservative when they think of like a man, what do they think of, like that's I intentionally do that.
Yeah, and I
So how
do.
normally dress.
We all say like more thought goes into this than everyone thinks because I do a similar thing. Is I show up in kind of my twinkish, like green tank top or some other twink attire, some eyeliner, something, just to be semi-camp but still approachable by other men, so they think they can save me.
There you go.
So I've got a lot of Christians that think that they can, change my lifestyle, and that works out well.
Yeah, I don't like intentionally dress a certain way, but like I am very feminine. Pink is my favorite color, all very stereotypical. And I do like
Yeah, I'm blue, so
yeah, so I feel like people do like I'll have, because I do like the trans rights topic a lot. I'll have like other cis women come on and be like try to like relate to me and be like, oh well, why do you support this? Don't you feel like your womanhood's being taken away from you? And I'm sitting there like the complete stereotype of a woman, and I'm like, no, like I don't, like zero is being taken away from me. So yeah, I am the same way. I like the opposite. Like I present very feminine and stuff like that, but I don't do it intentionally. But I'm always curious, like if I were to present differently, like if I would have a different reaction from people.
Yeah.
You probably would. It changes a lot for whatever reason. Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
Not Darth
No,
Maul saying
so I'm gonna just say I'm gonna get off of here because it's getting late on the East Coast and I gotta work in the morning. So unfortunately, so sadly, but thank you all for talking. It's been very fun. I appreciate you. Lydia, congratulations! You just reached 14K. So
Oh, I didn't know
congratulations.
that.
Yeah, so congratulations. So happy for you. So goodbye, everybody. I'll see you all some other time. Will DM me and I'll give you that email. Okay. So
Matt,
Will do.
have a great
Bye,
one.
everybody.
Have a good one,
Thank
Matt.
you. Bye, Parker. We'll talk tomorrow, okay?
See you, Matt.
yeah, for sure. Oh, Russell, by the way, it was absolutely wild, the presidential interview. It was with Marianne Williamson. I don't know if you've heard of her, because I know you're like into like religion and stuff. I don't know if you're into politics, but yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna turn it off and then I'll be right back.
Dean, do you play Fortnite?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, we need to do Fortnite. All right, me, you, Parker, Will.
Yeah, we all need
There
to
you
play.
go.
So real.
We all do.
I could get
Squad it
Fortnite.
up.
We can squad
I
up.
played
All right,
twice and I lost. I didn't even get any kills.
All right, we
and
need some good players. Okay,
Wait,
we need
Danny,
some
did
good
you
players.
play?
I played 3 times. I don't think I even shot anyone.
Oh
Like-
no, Danny's a bot.
I'm
he's
a
a bot.
try hard. I'm a try hard on the night.
It's
That's-
too
that's
late
my
for
shit.
people like me. Like I try to.
It is too
No,
late.
no, don't say that. If I could, well, I'm a gamer though. I don't know if you're a gamer or not.
I heard there's only I think one of the most frustrating things was building a freaking skyscraper in the middle of a dogfight. Like I don't.
Yeah. No, zero build. Zero build.
Oh, Danny,
me
you
right
should see
there.
me and Dean 1v1ing. Like, you'd be so confused.
Yeah, I can't do
Oh,
that. But
yeah.
do y'all, what mode is more popular? The building.
Zero build.
Really?
Yeah. Zero build all the way.
It's fun. It's actually zero build is like so
Zero
much more
build
fun.
is fun, I agree, but like, damn, I didn't know it was more popular now. It's crazy.
Yeah, way more popular now. Even Ninja's like, screw build. Go zero
Well,
build.
you're just one of the OGs, Parker. I mean, you're one of like the sweats that would like. I'm talking like 9th, 10th grade. Was sitting in your room up till like 3 a.m. just grinding the shit out of
Yeah, I used to
Fortnite.
call
No, sorry,
Fortnite-
That was you.
I used
Yeah.
to call Fortnite 14 night because all my students played it.
Oh my gosh.
I was just up grinding Omegle, which was
Oh, God.
that was what took up my time. Which is like this, but more.
Oh, I did Omegle too. I used to debate
Me
people in
too.
Omegle before.
Oh
I
my
did
God, you did
TikTok
too?
debates. Yeah,
Yo, you did too?
I would
Yes,
do
bro.
Biden versus Biden or Trump with every
Yeah,
single
Biden,
person.
Trump 2020, Biden 2020, debate. Yeah, all those tags, dude. That was, I
Politics.
We
spent
are
all
all
of politics.
This is unacceptable. This is not okay. Yeah, no. Omegle debates were where it was at. That was a good fun.
Oh, that was fun,
Love him.
dude.
K with the dog behind her. W
Listen,
dog.
okay,
That is a cute dog.
listen, I'm gonna explain. I just got him. I found him for the free. He was
found
homeless,
him
and I got him. And yes, I thought he was gonna be somebody because he's a Frenchies, and Frenchies range from 5 to 10K. So I was like, "It's no way that I'm gonna get this Frenchie for free." And he's free. And we went and we checked, and he has no tag. Nobody's looking for him, nothing. So I got him for the free, and his name is Tiger. This is him in the car.
We just got a Frenchie too.
That is actually a great name.
He's a great man. Yeah.
It is. Hold on. Let me show you why I named him Tiger. Because in this
Spam
picture,
W's in the
he's
chat.
like-
Honestly, that is
Aw.
a great name.
Oh. And he's a baby.
People are spamming cats are better.
Not true.
His first night, he ate 2 steaks.
He's so cute.
I'm a particularist when it comes to dogs and cats, right? So I don't think it's gonna be the case that dogs are always better or that cats are always better, right? It's gonna be the
W
case that
dogs.
some dogs are better and some cats are better.
I don't know,
dogs.
dude. I think it's quite, easy. Like it's like an axiomatic truth that dogs are going to be better. So particularism in this case is just going to like hold to be untrue, man. Like, shit, dude.
No. I'm just gonna say Eldine. That's all I'm gonna say. Just Eldine, you're wrong because you're wrong. Right? I accept. Yes, I accept question begging arguments. Yes.
Yeah, you sound
What's the
about
name
like
of
you
your
sound
dog,
like,
Trenley?
Her name's Ghost.
Oh, look at
Ghost.
him.
Oh, not
This is-
everyone's
and I
showing
wanna
their
say-
dogs. Oh.
man. I
My
wish I
dog
had
is not a
dog.
fucking pug. I hate them ugly little bitches. They're so ugly to me. Pugs are so ugly to me. I don't know why. Frenchies used to be so ugly to me. But he's cute. But other Frenchies are ugly.
The only you can
Wait,
be
what
ugly.
about my Frenchie?
Yours is cute.
Oh my gosh.
Yours looks like a muscular bodyguard.
Wait, do y'all think you can be ugly and cute at the same time?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
You guys
I
all
think
have
ugly
dogs.
No, I don't believe in that.
Really? You've never seen a dog that's
No,
so
no.
ugly that you're
They're
like,
just
"Aw."
ugly in my view, honestly. Like
Damn.
I
That's totally
can't stand
wrong.
those dogs.
That's totally wrong. Look, as a very large appreciator of boogery white dogs, this is a Maltese with 4 teeth and a vengeful soul. I love ugly, cute dogs. They're great. And he hates me.
I love how this turned into, like
Show
a,
off
like
your
a-
dog.
Like no, it turned in from like a post like presidential candidate interview to just like a fucking group FaceTime showing each other
Hell yeah.
animals.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
if that's not the internet, I don't know what the internet is. It's
TikTok. It's brought us together, Dean.
TikTok works miracles, man.
I literally
I
can't
have
find a
to say.
picture.
It works in mysterious ways, Dean. Don't question it. Just
We
have
got
faith in
dead-
TikToks, okay?
My mom is obsessed with
Unquestionable
buying like
blind
dog
faith,
clothes
man.
from
Ooh.
Temu.
Yeah.
So we got
Yes!
her ducky pajamas.
I'm finna
And
get mine.
My
like a
dog
little
would
bear
kill
one.
me.
We're trying.
My
She's
dog
a
would
puppy, so we're
attack
trying to get her used to it now.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
both my dogs are rescues, and they have their own little issues.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they're
yeah.
both evil.
Your dog is a me. Got mental illness. Fur.
Yeah,
We
we had
really
a
do.
We had a dog
They're very
named
good.
Bruno, and he passed a few months ago. That's why we got Betty. But he was a rescue, and like, if we would have put him in clothes, he would have been like, I mean, he would have tolerated it. He was the laziest dog of all time. Like, oh my god, he was a pit bull beagle pug mix. He just looked kind of like a mini pit bull, but yeah, he also had his own issues. Like any beeping sound, he would start shaking like violently. So we had to make sure there was like no, like if the, you know how the fire alarm thing can beep sometimes.
Yeah, I hear it in my lives a lot.
Oh, I knew you were a crusty white dog person.
She's a cute white dog, not a crusty white dog.
One of us.
Look at those eyes.
Leah is literally the cutest dog you've ever seen.
She's so cute. I remember when you,
is it a
when you
Bichon
brought her
breed?
on live.
Part of that family. She's a Bolognese.
Oh, okay. I'm
Where's
partially
Leah?
against that. I like a Maltese. I like a Shih Tzu. They slay.
That's
But
funny.
nice game.
This is me Friday because I got my wisdom teeth full.
Oh my gosh. How made you get out?
I thought I was killing the game too. I don't know why, but I did. I took 2
I'm convinced that like wisdom teeth don't actually have to be removed, and that is just like some like something that we've been
Oh,
indoctrinated into
Danny.
by
Some
society
don't.
for money.
Danny, is that real? Is
No.
that
Some
actually
don't.
You really think so?
Mine had to do with LOL. That dog is so.
Danny,
That dog
Yeah,
is
that
so
dog.
funny.
I'm sorry, but that is.
That
Poor dog.
is cute, ugly.
What is that, like a hedgehog?
Oh man,
So cute, Danny.
Yeah,
so
cute.
cute.
Yeah.
How old?
Yeah, the cutest
Listen,
dog, Danny.
you're right though.
Thank you,
Dean,
thank
you're
you,
right.
thank you.
But you're like Dean, you're right, but you're wrong at the same time. Like I
What'd you
thought that I
think?
was like, I'm never gonna get my wisdom teeth removed because there's no fucking point. Like I could just not
For
go through
real?
pain. But I went and they were like, "Girl, your mouth is too small. So if you don't get them removed, they're gonna make your teeth all fucked up." And I was like, "Okay, let's just take them out." And they was like, "You got to take all 4 of them out right now." And I was like, "Okay."
Bro, I don't know.
Four of them? That's fucked. I only had to take 2 out, and honestly, it wasn't that bad for me. Only one of them, they actually had to cut gum. The other one, they just pulled out, and that shit didn't hurt at
Let me
all.
show you my. Let me show you a
Dude,
picture of
I'm
my
getting all
teeth.
4 taken out
That
in
is
December.
terrifying. I'm 19 years going strong without getting mine out, and I will never get them taken out, especially now. I don't
Dean's
even.
a,
Just
Dean's
wait
a
till
naturalist.
start- yeah,
A
yeah.
medical naturalist now.
You'll
So I'm
feel
not the
it. You'll feel it.
youngest.
It'll
Usually I'm
push.
the youngest on panels.
How
Yeah,
old are
I'm-
you?
He's younger than
Dean is the
me.
youngest?
I'm 19. Yeah.
I'm 20.
Oh,
I'm
Dean,
19
I'm
as
19
well.
bird.
21.
Oh my god,
Wait,
wow.
you're 19, Will?
I'm so old, guys.
Danny, we're the old people.
Huh.
You're what?
Oh.
Are you in you're 31,
I'm
right?
30. I'm 30.
I'm 32. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, neither of you look like you're in your 30s, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Like you would have, I would expect y'all to be in your 20s. I'm not joking.
Danny, you look like
Wait,
22,
Danny's in his
23.
Yeah, seriously, they both look our age. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, Danny's
yeah,
30.
agnostic,
Wait,
you
ain't
look like
gonna
a good
lie.
26.
I thought
Oh,
Danny
thank you,
just
thank
got
you.
married early. I swear to God, I thought Danny just got married at like 18. I swear to God, I thought they were like 20 or 19. I swear to
But my
God.
wife is 33, so
Oh, my wife's 32. We like the older women.
yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
Will,
Danny,
how old
you
are
look
you?
younger than Parker, man.
19.
You are?
so real.
Wait, oh my god, wow, guys, I'm so old. I'm a whole year older.
But if
than
you, I mean, like, look, I'm zoomed out. Like, if you zoom in, you can tell that I'm not.
all the
like,
wrinkles.
Wrinkles.
Not.
and like my skin is getting saggy. It's like it goes downhill after 27, guys. Especially if you don't exercise.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, man. I don't
If
know
anyone
much
wants
about
some
that
health
saggy skin.
advice, I'm becoming a physician assistant. So, free medical
Yeah.
advice in the DMs.
I
don't
can
Not the
Only
chat.
the
Chat.
DMs.
Oh God, chat. Please do not. Every time after my live, I have like hundreds of message requests. Blah, 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 let me debate you. Stop.
You all want to see me when I was 17? I have a picture.
Yes.
Somebody
No
somebody
difference.
message requested.
Yeah, I
me,
wonder
and they
why
were like,
people are
other
reporting
day.
your comment RC. Crazy. That'll happen when
People
you
are
drop
being
a-
It's almost like when you say slurs, people don't like it.
Parker, the fact that you have the option to do a slur discourse live, like the fact that there's enough
Yeah.
people who will, or like, have
No,
you
I
seen
might
people
be
who
doing that once in a while because there's that many people out there. I actually, literally multiple people didn't even have the topic about it, came up and were arguing. I'm like, are there really that many people that think it's
You should-
justified?
You should
Wait,
do
what?
one about like bullying is bad because I'll literally have people come on my live
Yeah.
and tell me that like
Bullying's a good. Yeah.
some queer
She'll
kids
say that.
be bullied. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, those are good ideas.
Yeah, wait, hold up.
Okay,
Those are
um,
fire ideas. Wait, bullying is bad. Slurs are bad. Those
Hey,
are
your
wait.
mom
Those are gonna
said-
be like.
Shit. God damn, not
Go
again.
ahead.
Oh,
Can y'all hear
that
me
didn't
now?
work.
Oh yeah, okay. What are you saying?
Oh, I was saying, y'all, you could have asked me about the slurs. I could have been told you that. I've been on this app for like 3-4 years now. Every single time they see me, I put my face on the camera. They be like, they want to have a debate about, oh, is the N word bad to say? Can white people say the N word? All of a sudden, I just wanted to come up and talk about puppies. What the fuck?
That's wild.
Yeah.
They be like, oh yeah, it's not really that bad to say slurs. What's the real? And then it's the philosophy free bros. It's them. They be like, philosophically, I feel like we could say that because morals are not objective. And I'm just like, you know what? Shut up.
Yeah,
That's not even. That doesn't even follow, right?
Well, there's actually-
morals being not objective. That doesn't mean it follows that it's okay to say slurs.
The
I get
philosophical.
Oh, look at Danny. Danny looks the exact same. I'm not gonna lie.
That was me when I
Yo,
was
you kind of look tough at 17, Danny. You're a little lady killer. God damn.
It's grease lightning
I'm
right
not gonna
there.
argue with
There you
you,
go.
RC, I'm gonna tell you this. This is how I'm gonna record down because you said nobody cares. RC, I'm gonna tell you this. Babe, stop being mad at me because I don't like you. You called me pretty. I said you were ugly. Get over it.
Oh man.
Find
All right.
a hobby.
I'm gonna drop down. I'm gonna do some friendly after dark. Parker Dean, Fortnite soon, and have a good night, everybody.
yeah,
I'm
man.
down for that.
Bye.
It's good.
And
to get
RC.
into-
Yeah, we should do this more often. RC, if you want to get your faith destroyed, come on my live and I'll make you not Christian.
Faith ending question.
Jesus fuck, bro. Look at okay. Look at his new comment. That's crazy. But the friendly agnostic, it was good. It was good finally getting to talk to you. I've been watching your streams for forever, man.
Same.
Yeah. So
You know,
real, man. So real.
I thought it was going to be a good idea that you could get a couple, like some of us, like in a debate thing, and then invite people up, but people get scared.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
do get scared.
It'd be cool to do like a little debate. I don't know. Maybe I'm just problematic.
Wait, Dean, are you agnostic? Or-
No, I'm a Schmezius. Schmezianity.
Yeah, he
Believe
believes in
it or not.
Schmezianity, right? It says that being gay is good, that being straight is wrong.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have 900 eyewitnesses of their miracles.
Yeah, so we
the
actually
Schmeibel.
have. Now we're at 967 like eyewitness testimonies of Jesus Christ.
You should
rising
see
from
the
dead.
prophecies and Smevelations.
Yes, I was
Yeah, no, it's
there.
unreal.
I was
It's
there.
unreal.
I remember that.
'Cause I thought
I
I
was
heard
there.
I thought I saw
Yeah.
someone in the chat say
Yeah.
that you were Christian or
Dean,
something.
where did you get that idea?
Bro, I mean, Danny, it's hilarious. So it just spawned into my brain, and then it just like became this whole thing. Like there's a whole like retranslated like Christian Bible, but like every god is replaced with Shmad and Christ with like Shmrist and like different terminology. And then we like change the verses around, and it just relies upon like like the same justification when it comes to eyewitness testimonies. And it's honestly like. It's a really good counter. It's impressively good. It's an impressively good counter to not so smart Christians.
Nice.
Slay.
Yeah.
Someone said, "Why are we making fun of religion?" I don't think that's making fun of religion. I think that's literally just showing the absurdity of the claims, right? Using the same justification, right, for an absurd claim, right?
We're making fun of apologists. You can believe anything you want, right? But don't tell me you're right. Here's why you're not. And it's a good time.
Yeah, also,
Yeah, I
I'm
need to-
pretty sure. Oh, sorry.
No, you're
Uh,
fine.
I
What
was
were you
going to
saying?
say, I think a majority of us were religious, so we're allowed to make fun of something that has had, like, a big impact on our lives that we've now, like.
Amen.
I don't even think that's meant to make fun. It's just to show that, like, for any justification you can use to defend Christianity, you can defend whatever faith.
Schmezianity.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of make fun of, like, the way I used to think about things. Like, I kind of make fun of myself in that sense, but I guess it indirectly also makes fun of, like, other people who have the same reasoning. But, yeah. 'Cause I was
Yeah.
Christian.
Yeah, and if you say like I'm mocking God, well then you don't believe that my God exists, even though my God relies on the same exact justification. Therefore, the belief that you have in yours is just illogical, man.
Yeah,
It's
schmott
like,
is
oh
real.
They're
man,
mocking God.
they're like discrediting their own God with that statement, man. I don't. Who
Amen.
knows? Aishmen, man. Aishmen.
Slayman. Yeah. Anyway, I all will also hop off because it is currently 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I think it's
and
about
I'm
time
taking
that
a
I
picture
need to
of
get off as well. It's 10 o'clock.
Oh,
I have a test tomorrow.
Oh yeah, dude, Parker, fucking good luck.
I mean,
on that
it's
test,
it's
man.
not till 7 p.m., so I got lots of time. But
Is that why you're going live at 11?
yeah, I was gonna go live at 11 until 5, and then I'll have like 2 hours of study.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Oh, I only have
Anyway, peace
philosophy.
out. Thank you so much, Parker.
Awesome.
See you, Will.
More, thank you
See
so much.
y'all,
Also, more community building, everyone. This has been fantastic.
No,
so
seriously,
I appreciate
this
it.
is actually something we need to do more.
I will.
Don't
I
forget to
appreciate
pay
it.
for your student
Good seeing
loan.
y'all. Of course,
Parker,
good seeing
it was a
everyone.
good one. Have a good night, brother. Okay.
Thanks for having me
Lydia,
up.
see you guys.
See ya.
All right, peace out. All right, everyone, I'm going to get off right now. Thank y'all, everyone, for coming up. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, everyone. We're going to go on tomorrow, again, at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's when I should be live tomorrow until around 5 o'clock. Again, I got my stuff at 7, so I got to have a few hours of study. But I appreciate everyone coming on today. Love y'all so much. I'll see everyone later. Have a fantastic night, everyone. Today was absolutely insane, everyone. I really appreciate it, y'all. Like today was wild. I really could not say it enough. This is really revolutionary. I don't know. I never would have expected for this shit, but cannot thank y'all enough. I really can't. That's all I really want to say, but love y'all so much. Have a great night, everyone. Peace out, y'all.